Good evening, comrades. Kouldbayne's stream is about to commence. Please remain seated for takeoff. Enjoy.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the night getting. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here and scream, okay, it's a dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I'll get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it up, you got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a handout, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.
What's going on, comrades, and welcome to a little pop-up stream I'm planning on doing here tonight. We just got back from a long trip to Disney World. It was a great time, guys. As you can see, I probably got a little bit of sun. Ate really good. It was a great time. I've missed you guys so much. I just figured I'd pop on here for a few minutes and say hey to everybody. I see Dre's in the house, and I see Mega's here with us as well. Jen's, of course, here. She's always here. But guys, how are y'all doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a great time. Guys, I got to tell you right now, the past couple of days have been a blast and just super fun all the way around. Wasn't something like I said, wasn't something spontaneous. We've been planning this for a while now, and I needed a vacation. I really did need a vacation. I've been go so much, guys. Y'all don't know what goes on behind the scenes here. Like between work and working on the future house and just so much stuff that Jim was like, you need a break. You need a break. So she planned this trip for me to kind of celebrate my birthday a little early. We were going to go around the time of my birthday, but it seems like it was going to be a lot more expensive to do it then. And we've been going so long that my buddy Ox, the studio pupper, is here with me right now by my side. Like, he is not leaving my side. Like, oh, he wants a shake. All right, there, Mr. President. You got your shake. You got your shake, huh? Come here. Come say hey to everybody. Come on. Come on. There he is, guys. There's Ox. My buddy, my old pal. Don't hurt your tail now, bud. You got happy tail syndrome. We can't. That's a thing, by the way, guys. That is a thing. So how's everybody out there doing tonight? Let me push this back a little bit. That seems like y'all are a little too close. You're too close, man. You're too close. There we go. But hopefully everybody's doing well. Guys, I missed you guys so much. But I'm going to tell you right now, I had a great time. I unplugged for the most part. I did talk with a few of you guys while I was out and about. Mostly Berserker and Freya, because Duff, I've talked about buttered sausage a lot during this trip. In fact, I had buttered sausage for breakfast this morning. Where's it going? What is it doing? Get it out of my face. Let's talk about buttered sausage. Anyway, I was going to do... In fact, I've thought about maybe doing like an open night tonight and having all of y'all come on and talk. So if anybody wants to come on and talk. Of course, we got Duff in the house, guys. Thank you for being here, Duff. We appreciate you, brother. And of course, I know what Duff did. Duff started us a dab party. Let's go. Thank you, Duff. Mega Demon says he's doing great today. Is the happy birthday to your dad. Happy birthday to Victoria as well. I'm glad y'all had a great time at the birthday party. Slothman, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. But for all of y'all here tonight, I just want to say first off, we had an amazing time. We rode Flight of Passage. Guys, if you do anything at Disney World, that is my number one ride now. I mean, being a Star Wars fan, you would think it would be one of the Star Wars rides. Rise of Resistance got beat by it. It was so much fun. It's just so great. We did ride Guardians of the Galaxy, their Galaxy Rewind ride. That was fun. It was fun. We spent, like I said, a whole weekend down in Disney. I've got something cool to show y'all. I picked up, you guys know that I have one of the Banshee shoulder puppets. I now have another Banshee shoulder puppet to add to my collection there. Dre says he's chilling. Victoria's birthday was November 21st. Well, happy belated birthday to Victoria. You went and saw Godzilla today? Yeah, I wasn't planning on streaming, but we got back kind of super early. I mean, it was kind of discussed, but we had so much fun that I didn't know if we'd make it back in time, and we made it back we made it back with like an hour to spare. It gave me enough time to get this started. Also, Duff, thank you for 14 months as a czar. I appreciate that. Jen saying hey to everybody. Dre says he's chilling. Dre, thank you also for the recommendations for Guardians of the Galaxy Rewind. It did affect Jen a little bit, but it was still a fun ride. Maddie, how's it going, brother? Hope you and Mike are doing well, man. Hope everything's going good. Dre, I'm gonna pop that in here in just a second. But guys, we did so much fun stuff. We started off our first day in Animal Kingdom and immediately got on Flight of Passage. And at first, we got in line. We were sitting on the ride carts and or the ride vehicles. And about that time, they got us all powered up. We were sitting there doing the whole thing. We were in the full immersion. And about that time, before the ride actually started, boom! They shut it down. They said, "Hey, can we have everybody please step out? We had an error. We're going to get you on the ride." So they pull us into another room. They take us back into the front of the line. And within a matter of like a few minutes, all of our group were back in another room. We were riding the ride. It was a lot of fun. Like, I enjoyed that experience. The immersiveness of that ride, the smells, the feeling of the wind, the water droplets that hit you in the face as you're flying, just phenomenal. By the way, Dre, there's the link right there, so you can come join me tonight. I'm gonna work on the Sinanju a little bit as I talk to you guys. I've got the weapons and the shield left to do, so I've got the instructions right here for that. I'm gonna be working in the dark, so hopefully I don't have to bring the lights on too much. But yeah, it was an amazing experience, guys. Like Disney World. Oh, Maddie, we had a blast, man. Wish you and Mike could have joined us. Y'all would have had fun. I'm hurting right now, guys. I am sore. Like it was a lot. It was a lot of walking. I knocked out about 20-something miles worth of walking in 2 days. So yeah, I'm hurting and I'm sore, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. We got Dre, my Puerto Rican brother, with me tonight.
Exactly. What's good?
What's going on, brother?
Well, you're gonna look at my mess in my living room.
That's okay. You're looking at the mess behind me right now. By the way,
that looks organized chaos, which I like.
Dre, speaking of organized chaos, we're adding something else to it today.
I heard.
I picked up another one. I've got 3 now.
Oh, geez.
That's my collection right there, and it's actually the brand new Dark Sky.
Oh, that's a cool looking color. I like it,
dude. That is their brand new color for 2023. They just dropped it in October.
Nice.
I was super stoked about that. I saw that and I was like, I gotta have it. And Jen's like, do you really have to have it?
Of course.
I don't know, Jen. What else did we get? Would you like me to show anything else off, Jen? I know we got a few things. Jen got a bunch of Stitch stuff. Dre, we got some gifts for you and the family as well.
What?
Top secret. You'll have to wait. We want to know. Jen was wanting to know if you would like to meet up with us in Colombia in a couple of weeks, maybe like for a weekend.
That shouldn't be an issue. I gotta talk to Meredith about it.
Yeah. Maybe go down to the zoo, see the Christmas lights they have.
Oh, that sounds. Yeah. You know what? Let me talk to Meredith because we just had Lana's birthday party, and then I know. Let me see. Let me look at the calendar. I can tell you right now.
Yeah, we'll come up with something.
Yeah, because I know our anniversary is on the 18th, but we're doing it that Christmas weekend.
Yeah,
and I'm off the 24th, and then the Monday. Yeah, we can figure something out.
I've got pretty much open availability for weekends, so you let me know what's available on the weekend, and we'll make it happen. We want to. Yeah, it was really cool. Just getting to go, and thank you for the recommendation, by the way, on Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's my favorite ride. I told you. I
loved it. I have a couple of things that kind of made me go, huh? They could have done something a little more, but other than that, it was still a good ride.
I will state this. After going on that ride twice in the same day, with 2 different people, the reaction Meredith had was probably the funniest one and the saddest one.
Yeah,
because we went on it. What was it? We were in the hotel room. I was up at 6:00 waiting for an hour. I got the ride, got us on, and our time was like 10:30 till 11:45.
Yeah,
that was like our ride window. So I was like, hey, Lana's like, I'll sit outside with Rory, and she waited. We got on. It was like 15 minutes. We got on the ride. Yeah. They had Christmas music playing because last year they did the Christmas overlay, and we ended up getting the Christmas music. So I was like, cool, awesome. Meredith did not know, and I didn't know how the ride went, but when it shot us out and it was spinning, I'm watching all the lights, and I love that sort of stuff. Yeah. She is just grabbing my arm, grabbing the ride vehicle. We get off, and you have to walk down those stairs. She was like, babe, let's take the elevator. And there were these 2 older ladies behind us that were like, that's awesome. I'm like, yeah, it was so freaking awesome.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Like,
Yeah, so
Lana, Lana's reaction, there's a picture.
Yeah.
We got the magic moment picture.
Yeah.
Lana's reaction was this.
Yeah, that was pretty much mine too. I was screaming the whole time on that ride. But Maddie, yeah, definitely. We got to get together with you soon, brother. We got to definitely get together with you and Mike soon. Maddie and Mike are Maddie's a great video editor, guys. If y'all haven't checked out his work, go check out Mike Manic over on YouTube. I don't have his link with me right now, but Mike is an up and coming rapper, like really great musician. Cool. Maddie does a lot of his music videos, and I'm gonna tell you right now, both them as a duo are killer. I love those guys. That's dope.
But yeah,
we got top secret clearance.
I'm gonna tell you now that was by far probably one of the best rides. It's become my favorite ride of all time was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And then Magic Mountain or Space Mountain was my second favorite.
Yeah.
In 2015 when I went, Space Mountain, I mean, also mind you, I was a lot bigger at the time. I was like 290. You know, I'm 6'1", I'm 290. I was 290 at the time.
Yeah.
And that ride was not built for big dudes.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the back. So I'm getting rattled around. I'm getting knocked around. I was like, nope. Pirates is still my favorite ride. I love it. Love it. But when I went on that one, being a Marvel fan, they got the theming in the area right. I think that and Pandora, like Flight of Passage for me, and Navi River Journey are like two of the best rides in the parks.
Oh,
dude. In Animal Kingdom.
Dude, walking into Pandora itself is such an amazing experience. Like, especially
at night. Rock.
Especially at night when everything starts glowing. And I mean, I know I just Wu-Tang, but you know, ain't nothing to mess with. But you know, by the way, Maddie just dropped the link for Kanye East, also known as Mike Manic. If y'all haven't checked him out yet, by all means, go check him out. He's on Spotify. Dude is a killer content. Like, he's a killer musician. Like, I enjoy his music. He's so much fun, and he's a local guy too. So like, I've known him. I met him through his amazing sister, Tracy Chan, Magical Nico Notes, just a great artist altogether herself. And that family's super talented. Like, there is no loss of talent there at all. And then Mike introduces me to Maddie, and it's just I've made so many amazing friends doing this, and so many amazing friends just meeting people that I know.
That's exactly what we said. Thank you. Yeah, it is a Scotty Young print. I'm a huge Scotty Young fan. For a lot of his artwork is childish, but I do have several variant covers because I'm a big comic book collector. Most of y'all know. I have this T-shirt was a Target exclusive.
Yeah,
and I grabbed it. Oh, wait, was it last year? Rory loves it because she goes, "It's Spider-Man," but she doesn't know Venom. She doesn't understand Venom yet.
Yeah.
So we're still working on that one.
Man, Venom merch is hard to come by in Disney as well. Like, they are not releasing a whole lot of it.
And that's, you know what? But that's, I think, by design till we get Deadpool next year.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to see that mass exodus
from Sony. Merch. Yeah.
Sony, it's going to be like, okay, or from Universal.
I think Universal kind of holds the rights, but it's also through like Sony itself. So it's weird. It's super weird.
But I would love to see like more Venom merch. I know that like I'm trying to remember what's that area of the park. In Avengers, so in DCA they have Avengers Academy.
Yeah.
Which has the storefront for what's it called? The where you could buy like all the stuff you see at Disney Springs. You know that. Okay, so you know that store in the back of Disney Springs. That's the communal store that has like all the different areas.
The co-op, I think. It's the co-op. Is it the co-op? No, the co-op the co-op does the artsy stuff.
Yeah, but that's the co-op is that in that back area they had that whole Avengers. You know, I'm sorry. Can't help being I'm brown. That's what happens. We're loud. But
is that Meredith?
Yeah, she's. I had to cover her up because Aaron says hi, babe.
Speaking of which, Maddie just told me that Mike's about to drop his new single on the 8th.
I know you don't. That's why I had to move my chair. So it's like I'm blocking you. So I know, but nobody. He doesn't want to get banned on his channel.
Yeah, let her know she's safe. We see nothing. We see nothing.
He sees nothing.
I see nothing.
But last year, what we did, what I think was really cool, is we all got ears.
Yeah.
And I think, did I ever show you my ears?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna get the ears. 1 second. I'm gonna stay on the headset so you can see my ears. Oh yeah, I got the camera off now. All right.
Maddie, I'm excited. I'm excited for that new single. The song is called Monkey, and it's based off of Dragon Ball Z. So, guys, you definitely got to check it out.
All right, this is gonna be real hard with a headset on, but I'm gonna try to make it. So these were picked out by Lana.
Oh, the Ahsoka ones, nice.
These are brand new last year. They came out, and I totally got these. These were for me. Lana has. I forgot the ones Lana got. Lana ended up getting a set, and then I ended up wanting another set of ears because these were hot, and this was like soaking up all the sweat. Yeah. So I got the Mad Hatter ears.
Oh, nice.
And then Meredith got these ears that matched the purse. She ended up going full. We went full ham for her. So she got the Loungefly bag that's like pink, green, and white. Yeah. The ears that match, and then she ended up getting Chippendale leggings that matched the whole outfit.
Nice.
So that was like her big gift, besides the massage I got her at Grand Floridian.
By the way, Dre, I'm gonna make you laugh. So we went into the Art of Shaving thing.
I love that place.
And there's this dude. He looks super, super fancy. You got like, you know, his beard nice and groomed, clean, shiny bald head, really nice suit. And he walks up and he has this like very like super fancy voice. Mm-hmm. He goes, "Can I help you find anything?" And I was like, "I'm just looking around." And like I can already tell he's looking at me like, "Peasant." And I'm just like, "Yep, that's me. I'm the peasant." So
that place is expensive. They don't play. I mean, $90 for a head shave. $90 for a head shave.
No, they don't play at all. But the way this guy kept looking at me, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun." So I cousin Eddie'd it the whole time while I'm in there. You know, just like
I would have done that.
Because I mean,
can
the
I
way
this? Can I see this?
Yeah. So no, I kept looking around, and I was like. So finally, he was like, you know, he saw me looking around at one of the more expensive like shaving kits, and he was like, "Can I interest you in that?" I was like, "Well, you know, I don't have much up here anymore, so I mean, I've got this, and I'm trying to make it look nice, and I feel like I've done a good job so far." And he just kind of looked at me like I'm trying to make him laugh, and at this point, he's just like, and just walks off. I'm like, God, this dude's got a total stick.
Oh yeah, dude.
Jen looked at me. She goes, "Yeah, I think it's time we get out of here." I was like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's just go. Yeah. I'll stick to my Dollar Shave Club."
Facts or Harry's if you want to.
Harry's, yeah, Harry's. If you're watching, sponsor me, man. I mean, you see, this is the work of Harry's.
Harry's. I just bought some today because I needed some.
Yeah, I mean,
I keep this beautiful dome looking all nice and shiny.
See, I'm afraid to shave my own head. Like I have such unsteady hands. I build Gundam kits, but I have unsteady hands.
Bro, get you an electric razor if you want.
Oh, I've got one.
Do you have did you see the Manscaped one that they have? That's like literally the tripod looking thing on the top of your dome.
Yeah, I want something that's going to help kind of like, keep this nice and clean, because I mean it grows back way too fast. Oh, Maddie, y'all filmed that in Vegas too. That's right. Jen says she has some criticisms about Guardians. I mean, I did too, in a way.
She texted me. I sent them to Meredith. So Jen, I love you. I told her I sent that message to Meredith, and Meredith busted out laughing, because in reality it was exactly that. It was we had to laugh because of the reaction.
Yeah.
Because sadly, that was New Year's Eve. So sadly, we don't know if she got food poisoning. We know she got food poisoning because she was sick the whole night.
Yeah.
Like, we got back to the room and it was like she was toasted. Like, me and the girls fell asleep. I wake up around 4 a.m. All I hear is whoo, and I was like, "You didn't drink anything. We didn't. All we had was Mexican food, and then we had like the cronut. Yeah. Because by Guardians they have that cronut by Creation Station, and between Guardians there's that the cronut state. And I was like, me and Lana didn't eat that. Rory didn't eat that. So you ate that. Maybe that got you sick. But we ended up staying an extra day in Disney. Not in Disney, but in Florida. Yeah. But I figured you guys drove, right?
Yeah, we drove. I mean, it's not that far for us. It's a 5-hour drive, but I mean, here I am saying that's not that far. It's definitely it's definitely close
for us. It's 9 for us.
God, it's 9 for y'all? Yeah, that's right. Because y'all are y'all about 3-ish hours.
Because we're further in. We're further into the state.
Yeah.
And you got to drive in. You got to drive down, then out.
Yeah.
Then further in. So.
Yeah, that's right. Because y'all are in
We're right in Charlotte.
Yeah, y'all are right there on the border almost.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we've been talking about it. Like, my brother and I were looking at pricing because.
Yeah.
And again, we don't quote me on this. I went on my channel today for a little bit of a rant because I basically was saying that, I originally wanted an Xbox One for Christmas to game with my son.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't own a PlayStation. But then I realized, I'm like, if I spend $500 And right now it's not the best of times for us to want to spend $500. I'm like that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, why don't I just use that to other stuff that we need and that I want to use? I don't need a console. I got my PlayStation. I got my Switch. I don't need anything else.
And to be honest, I mean, to be honest with you, Dre, getting an Xbox One, I mean, I can see the kind of, I want to say the need in one in some ways, but at the same time, I mean, having a good laptop also kind of takes away the need for that now, or a good gaming desktop.
And I don't have that, and I don't want. And it's like the thing is, I don't game on PC enough.
Yeah.
And most of the stuff I play is PlayStation or Nintendo. So to me, it was like it's a win-win either which way I win.
Yeah.
So I returned all the Xbox stuff I got, and except for one game which I got to return tomorrow, and the one I ordered off Amazon. And then I was telling Dave, I said, you know what? It feels good. Like I'm gonna use the money, and I was thinking about it. I was pricing it out last night because my brother's like, hey, can we start looking at giving me ideas for numbers? Because he wants to do the dining plan. Lana goes down to Tampa next Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm thinking because she's already down there, we might try to book, not go Christmas Day like we did last year.
Yeah.
But probably go a couple days after Christmas Day and stay through till New Year's, the day after New Year's.
Okay.
And I'm thinking and so my brother wants to come down and he's going to fly down. And I was telling Meredith, I said, well, we spent $1,600 over 9 days in food. So we were like, Disney dining plan. We're going to go the dining plan. So I'm pricing it out when the flights can go up.
Yeah.
I'm going to start pricing it out and I'm going to let y'all know because I told Jen I would let you guys know. And then we can maybe schedule it around it so we could all go together and enjoy the experience. Because I don't want to go in spring because I know it's like politely it makes our male parts very unhappy and our underarms unhappy because we're sweating everywhere.
Oh God, yeah. So
it's Florida. I
didn't have that problem because I have a nice pair of like all weather pants that I wear that basically are super loose. There's a company called 511 that makes like tactical clothing. This one's made for like law enforcement, security, stuff like that. I actually got it through my old security job, and when they were getting ready to disband that, us being in house versus being a corporate group, they hooked us up. They were like, take it all home. So I got to keep my uniforms and stuff when I left out of that group. So
you have to talk to my brother because my brother does security. Like I was telling you when we went at Ren Fair, he does security now in New York, and he works at One World Trade.
Oh, nice.
At Freedom Plaza. So he's looking to get a bump in position.
Nice.
To be training the guards there. So I'm like, yo, that might be something. He also is a gamer like us. So
yeah.
So, I mean, it'd be cool. And he's looking to come down with his son and hopefully Serena, his daughter. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have to talk to him tonight.
Yeah. Maddie said it was about a 20-hour drive for him back in the day when he lived in New Jersey. Oof.
Yeah, when we lived up in New York. I used to live in New York, Maddie. We did the one drive. It was 18 and a half hours.
By the way, Destination Stone, how's it going? What's going on? It said it's not a 5 hour. The 5 hours isn't bad. It's not a bad drive.
It's a nice drive. It's quiet.
You got to stop like once to get gas, and after that, you're home. It's literally
for 5 hours. That's like us going to Virginia.
And we had a great time, man. Yeah, definitely. I ate a lot. I ate a lot of food. I tried out a lot of the food during that, and I got to talk about that.
All right, tell me how good that cake was with the.
Let's see, cake.
It was a sweet potato cake.
The mochi. Okay, so first off, I'm a little disappointed. It tasted good, but they were like this big. They were literally like
sugar cubes.
Yeah, it was like a little cube. Yeah, it was a little cube. And we paid. I mean, we paid $6 or $7, maybe like $8.
Did you guys get the pass to like use that around?
No, we didn't. We didn't get a dining pass. I think that's still. I think Jen said that's still like in the works to be brought back because
January. Oh no, not the dining pass. They have the little passports that you get that give you a discount when you buy the passport. Supposedly somebody told me that.
No, they didn't have that, unfortunately. At least they didn't. At least that wasn't offered to us, But or we weren't able to. There wasn't anything out there like that when we went, or while we were there. But I will say that the quality of the food was good. There was I really enjoyed a lot of the Latin and Hispanic dishes that were offered. There were some good offerings there. We got
that
the pernil.
pernil.
That pernil, dude, I'm telling you, that was so good.
Boy,
the mojo pork in it.
That mojo pork. Oh, I ate that last year on New Year's from one of the Noche Buena booth.
Yeah,
that you went to.
That was exactly where we went. Was
well,
Noche Buena.
Saw.
And
did you guys actually get to watch the new fireworks show?
So apparently they brought back one of the old ones. They just touched it up a little bit.
Yeah,
we had seen that. We'd seen that one last year, and Jen heard it, and she goes, because after we got off the ride, she went to the bathroom and fireworks started going off, and she was like, "Oh, that's the fireworks show. Let's go." And I was like, "I can't move. I literally could not walk the rest of the night because my feet were like, I've got a huge blister on my pinky toe right now from just terrible tennis shoes." Maddie's in Team PlayStation as well. Thank you, Maddie. I gotta hook up. I gotta get your information, Maddie. We'll at the game sometime. Jen saying hated this. They had the jelly donut sandwich, which was our jelly donut sandwich now with what was it? Pork. It was pork, Jen. It was pulled pork, I think.
Yeah, I've eaten that before. Not there, but I've eaten it elsewhere at a baseball park, and it was not bad.
No, Jen, it was Disney Wi-Fi. But did you have to redo your driver there? 18 hours. I hate that for you, Maddie. Fingers crossed y'all get it squared away. Myrtle Beach in Columbia, yeah. He's got family in Knoxville. Nice, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie's good people, man. I gotta introduce you to them, Dre, at some point. I think you would enjoy both.
Everybody you've introduced me to, Dondi is awesome people. I talk to Dondi every day. You know,
yeah.
Dave actually, it's funny. Dave introduced me to you.
Yeah,
and that's how you know the chain reaction of good people, and I believe in that positive vibes. And it's one thing. Like I'm going into 2024 looking more positive, just because it's like last year. We ended the year like really big. We went to Disney. We got, even though we were sick, but when we got back home, it was like, I mean, it was still rough because I wasn't working. But now I'm like, I'm working. We got a good thing going. Things are going well. So it feels good. And I think that I'm trying to, like, doing that donation we did and bleeding that donation by even if it's $10, you know.
Man, I'm happy for y'all for doing that too, brother.
And we're gonna do another one in the spring. And then we did, what was it? I donated a bunch. I had a bunch of WWE brand new in box sitting in the top of my closet, Ultimates, and those are like $30 action figures, right? I got them on clearance from Walmart and Target. I took them into my local comic book shop, and my guy he's like, I don't buy them, but he's like, Dre, thank you. I just stuck them in the box, you know, because to me, I'm like, there's some little boy or even some little girl that'll get that Rey Mysterio, that'll get that Seth Rollins, that'll get that Becky Lynch or Roman Reigns, and they're gonna love it. And you know what? To me, that's what makes me feel good.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
It's the holiday. We got the kids. I think Yukon Phil said it best. He said that, you know, when you're feeling you're a little bit fortunate, you give to the kids. You give to people that don't have it. You know, and even if I don't have a big give, I try to do something nice. You know.
Yeah.
But I think next year, like the big plan is I'd like to go in 2024, and I'm gonna try to push to see just with the flights.
Yeah.
Because because we'd have no Lana with us for like we'd end up, because I know she'd leave early, so it'd be I try to sync it up like we'd be down there, and then her dad would come up from Tampa, we'd get her, and then like everybody would probably come in around that same time. But like we also liked coming in the day.
Yeah.
Like we drove in that day, we got there like at 5 o'clock in the evening, and we went like this. Like we were like, you know what? We don't need anything extra. Like we didn't have any park passes, no park reservations, no nothing. And I kind of feel the same way. I would do that again.
Come here.
I'd want to go with none of that stuff. I'd like to have the day just to kind of sit at the hotel, the resort, relax, chill, and then Did you guys stay on property?
We stayed on property. We stayed at All Star Sports. That's my thing, dude. Is everybody? I've had a lot of people say, well, we stay at Port Orleans and all that. And no offense, I mean, I enjoyed Port Orleans when we stayed, and I've stayed at some of the more higher end ones. But most of the time when I go, I usually stay All Star just because it's super cheap and it's just I'm just going there for the park. I'm not going there for the hotel. Although Boma at Animal Kingdom.
Told you. Did I not tell you Boma's awesome?
Boma is like the best damn thing I've ever experienced.
Breakfast is fantastic.
Dude, I didn't get the breakfast, but I did do the supper. And I'm going to tell you right now, just the sheer amazingness of that Pan-African food. Like, it is everything from Africa, and it is just...
The smells, it's good. It's good
so
food.
good. And by the way...
the ambiance, too. The whole ambiance of being there, we see the animals, and you could enjoy it. It's 100% a great experience.
Yeah. By the way, Maddie, check and make sure. See if you're on. Did you check? I mean, I know you know your tech stuff too, brother, because I know you've got that IT background as well. But did you check to see if you were on the 5G or the 2.4? Because I know with our ISP that we have, their router puts us out automatically on the 2.4, and it's garbage. But check your speeds once you get hard lined in and call them. They will fix it immediately. Those guys down there at the one we use. I don't know if y'all are using the same one. But they fixed mine in a heartbeat when I've called them a couple of times. Definitely try a hardwired connection. If you need Ethernet cable, let me know. I think I've got a box here that I can bring you one day. Kenneth Bird, how's it going? Yep, there is no 5G in 2.0, so it's just straight up. That's darn. They must have updated something there. Because our old router has the 5G, but I think we're on fiber optic. I don't know if y'all have got the fiber. But yeah, so Dre, let me tell you right now, Boma, we walk in there and like we got there early. Like we weren't expecting to like get in there and get seated right away because our reservation was at 9. Because we had just left Animal Kingdom that night. And here I am coming in, after just using shower in a can to get myself ready to go to, eat at this place. And I got to tell you right now, hats off to Malia, who was our waitress. Dude, she was phenomenal. And I'm going to tell you, the food, I started off with, like, they had a little bit of everything. And, I looked over and I saw the kids' table with all, like, the classic fares, like mac and cheese and chicken and all that. Like,
nuggets, yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not touching any of that. We're going straight for everything. So I got, I tried a little bit of tabbouleh salad. I tried a little bit of the, I got sambal. I love sambal. That is like one of my favorite like sauces to use.
Oh, it was the food looked. I mean, we went for breakfast, and I don't remember our server's name. She was an older white lady. She was super sweet to us. Like we went there because Meredith and I wanted.
Might have been Malia as well because that was who we had. Was an older,
heavy-set white lady.
Well, no, ours was skinny and looked a little more Middle Eastern than white. But
no, she was like Southern. She was like like Floridian or like from the South. She was super sweet to us. Like she came through and she was like, "Do you guys have any allergy?" Right when we sat down at the table. Now Rory had just woken up, so she was not in the mood for breakfast until we got the Mickey waffles, and I was like, I'd love to get Mickey waffles for me and my daughter. We're both lactose intolerant. And she's like, wait a second. She's like, hold on. So she goes to the kitchen and the chef comes out and he's like, hey, what allergies do you have? I said, shellfish and dairy for both me and my daughter. Yeah. And he goes, no problem. What do you want? I was like, I'd like to get Mickey waffles for both of us. He's like, all right, I'll be right back. Dude, they brought us those Mickey waffles. I've never had one. Yeah. Because again, lactose intolerant. Dude, we gorged on Mickey waffles. Then he brought me eggs because they were like, oh, we put milk in our eggs that go up there, so don't get those. And it was just such a great experience. Like, they brought oat milk for my coffee. It's such an amazing experience. I think people forget that you're paying for that resort experience. And yeah, it was a little expensive. I mean, we paid like I think $75. Yeah, plus gratuity, but. Again, folks, I'm going to tell you now, when that dining plan comes back, get the dining plan.
Yeah, definitely. It's
expensive, and if you're not expecting to spend, like we budgeted, I under budgeted what I thought.
Yeah,
we went over it by about $500. So get the Disney dining plan. It's useful. I've done the dining plan when I went in 2015.
Yeah,
best deal ever, because you just you go up to your Magic Band. You want a Starbucks coffee, a Frappuccino with all the trimmings, and you tap your Magic Band, and guess what? It's free.
Yeah.
And if they're really nice, you get a cup with a Mickey Mouse on the bottom of it, a little Mickey face. That means that they're giving you they're granting a magic moment for you. You get it for free.
It's all good, Blue. It's all good. He heard me saying I love sambal, and he thought I said Blue. Did you like the little hidden Sasquatch that I sent you? From Expedition Everest. It was they got a carving of a Yeti. I saw that. I was like, oh, that's got to go to Blue. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Yeah, Jen said always over a budget. Dining plan is good if you work it right. Exactly. I enjoyed this trip too, because I'm gonna tell you right now, Dre. Like I said, the food itself was well worth the time there.
Like, you guys went to Morimoto's. I'm jealous.
Oh,
was he there?
I was no, he wasn't there. Unfortunately, I wish he was. Because I'd have hugged him myself and probably gotten kicked out for trying. But you know,
no, he comes up to your table because he goes to. Okay, so apparently before you continue, he goes in New York. We went for a friend's birthday party.
Yeah,
and this was several years ago. He came up to my friend Purcell, put his hand on his head, and then hugged him, and then like gave us all free desserts. Now, mind you, we were all spending buckets of money. Hugged every single one of us. Spoke Japanese to 3 of us because we all spoke Japanese. I spoke Japanese.
Yeah.
My friend Purcell spoke Japanese, and then his girlfriend spoke Japanese. So the 3 of us were talking to him. It was awesome. So yeah, if you ever get to see Morimoto, like in there, you give him a hug. He will hug you.
Oh, dude, trust me. Like I was hoping that I would get the chance to see, the Iron Chef himself, but unfortunately, I don't think he was there that day. But the food, first off, our waitress, I want to say her name was Josie, was just amazing. Like Jen had questions, and immediately she was answering them because Jen was like, Jen's not adventurous like I am. Like when it comes to eating, it's got to be kind of, if there's something in there that she's not like super comfortable with eating, she'll immediately tell you, hey, maybe not. So we looked at, we were looking at getting there was one of the dumplings I think we were looking at getting, and it had roe in it, fish roe. I can't remember which kind of fish roe, but it had fish roe in it. And she was like, I don't really want to try that because she doesn't like fish roe. I mean, and I get it. The idea of fish eggs it can be a little off-putting for someone who's not an adventurous eater. Me, I eat sushi, so fish roe is pretty good. Hey, Britterbug, welcome back. Let's see, I'm catching up on chat here. Chat's moving tonight. Your mom has a vacation package, so oh, nice, Maddie. That's cool.
Yeah, my cousin does have one too.
Blue said
she has it at SeaWorld though.
Blue said that wonderful Sasquatch was magnificent. Went in Hilton Head for a week, 7 days. Oh, dude, that's epic, man! You can't get to a hotel in Hilton Head. Yeah, you can't get a hotel in Hilton Head for $300 now.
Yeah, the rentals are like $1,500 for like 3 days, 4 days.
Nice, Maddie. That's crazy. Everybody's saying hey to Britterbug, but Dre, when I tell you right now, like the experience altogether at Morimoto's, like I said, Josie did a great job. The food, like Jen surprised me. Jen caught me off guard first off. So hats off to her for being super sneaky about it. I thought we had reservations for Raglan Road. So I'm getting ready to walk in Raglan Road, and Jen's over there hunting Christmas trees the whole time, right? She's doing the Christmas tree thing because they put up the Christmas trees in Disney Springs. They have a new thing where you can they have this thing where you follow the map. You walk around and hunt down the trees, and they give you like a button or something like that. I can't remember what it was this year, but Jen's like, hey, let's go check out this. Let's go check this out. So we're walking along doing that, looking at the Christmas trees, and I made a joke. I was like, look, there's one in Morimoto's, and she goes, hey, let's go in there. So I'm like, no, we can't just walk into Morimoto's. I mean, I know you can and see if they have a reservation, but I was like, we don't need to walk into Morimoto's to take pictures of their tree. They're going to kick you out for trying to take pictures of their tree. She goes, no, let's go in there. I was like, no, that's not. She goes, we're going to be late for our reservation. I was like, no, we got time. Like, I'm totally like ignorant. I'm totally super ignorant to the fact that, yeah, Jen said she was iffy about the ingredients, and she said I was super sneak all weekend. So first off, she tricked me with a Jollibee. Like, I was not expecting Jollibee because, you know, we had talked about it the night before, and she was like, or a couple of nights before.
I ate that peach pie.
She was like, look, we are not, you know, we're not going to be able to make it. It's too far out. Next thing you know, she's like, we get to Jacksonville, right? And she's like, all right, we're here. And I'm like, why does, you know, first off, I saw the GPS and it was like, she wouldn't let me use my GPS. And I was like, that's a little sus. But whatever, we'll take it. So she caught me off guard. She surprised me really well with that too. Like, I was not expecting like the Jollibee experience like that. And next thing you know, here we are. We're in Jollibee ordering chicken sandwiches at like 9 a.m. Maddie says he was paying about $900 for a condo, for one condo for, ooh, wow, Jesus. Our people were paying $900. They gave a bunch of coupons and discounts. Nice. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Dude, I saw some things in Disney World, and I was about tempted to like.
Yeah, Hatbox Ghost was there. He's now installed temporarily on the ride. They announced that this past week.
So we didn't get a chance to do Magic Kingdom. This time we did Epcot and Animal Kingdom, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Animal Kingdom is still a hidden gem for a lot of reasons. A lot of people overlook it because, oh, there's only like a couple of rides and, you know, Pandora, and that's it. But dude, there's so much hidden stuff there. Like the zoo itself.
Going on the safari is actually, we didn't get to do that, which I was sad about. But we also didn't get to. We did the one thing Rory took to, and you can imagine Rory taking this after getting to meet her. Yeah. She got to play on the African drums.
Yeah.
When we were going through we cut through. You know when you go through the northern part of Pandora, and you're going through Africa. They have like that right next to the pin trading booth. They had drums for the kids and adults to play on.
Yeah.
And Rory was sitting there barefoot, running around, like hitting the drums, having so much fun.
She was living her best life then.
Oh, yeah, she was loving it, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, and one of the things I love about like that whole experience was the fact that like it's made for everybody. You know, it's not, you know, people think Disney and they think, oh, it's only made for kids, and no, they have a lot of entertainment there for a lot of different people.
They really do.
Yeah, so we were walking around like Disney Springs the past couple of times, and we saw a couple of things that were like definitely themed towards the Hatbox Ghost and all that. And all I kept saying was, Chris would like that. Chris would love this. You know, talking about 1,000th Ghost. Sat through a 40-minute timeshare thing, got a $100 MasterCard and a free 3-night stay wherever we want. Oh, that's awesome, man. I don't know if I could sit through those timeshare things. I really don't, because I don't want a timeshare. And
funny story. My dad and I went down to Florida. I think it was like on my 13th birthday, and my dad's like, hey, it was just me and him. We drove down to Florida. And he was like, hey, let's go to this timeshare thing. I was like, Dad, I don't want to sit through this. He's like, shut up. We'll just do it. And back then, this is like 30. So, folks, this is 32 years ago. Back then, they gave you free tickets to any of the park attractions, which would have been at that time Disney and Epcot and their water parks.
Yeah.
So my dad's like, let's get free Disney tickets, because they didn't have like it was either you paid for the park admission or you had to see the annual pass. Yeah. Man, we sat through that thing. It was boring as hell. We got out of there. They gave us the 2 Disney tickets. The next day we went to Disney, and I was grinning from ear to ear because it's worth it. If you're not going to invest in it, who cares? Yeah. They're not losing anything. They hope they get you. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, Dre, I'm gonna tell you right now, it was a ton of fun. Just going through Animal Kingdom and getting to see the sights and see the animals. And of course, my favorite animal is being a tiger. You know, going through the Asia region, they have that whole like. Oh yeah, I love it, dude. We got and I know this isn't like actually, I know this isn't Asian food, but we went to Flame Tree Grill and got their pulled pork on macaroni and cheese with the onion rings on top, and I was like, "Oh, that's so good."
I saw your pictures, dude. It's funny. Like we went. People always said that they were like, Dre. One of the things I love in your videos that we wish you did more when you were doing your vlogs was that you vlogged your food. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. When you're there, that food just smells so good, and you're starving.
Yeah,
and you're just gonna eat.
By the way, Dre, do you see what Jen just said? She said we got to see the Way of Water at Epcot, and oh my God, Rory would love it.
That's okay. So I'm not gonna lie. I think let me see.
I definitely want to do Universal once, Maddie, and I need a friend to go with me at Universal because Jen doesn't like to do a lot of rides. Dre says,
got one right here.
Jay says, take me, put me in, coach.
Yeah, put me in, coach. I'm in. Funny story. So I'm lowering my voice. I think I was going to use I get a bonus check this year. I'm thinking I might put the down payment so we go at Christmas next year.
Yeah.
So that way she can get to go see the Way of Water because I know I want her to see that. She loves aquariums.
Yeah.
And we told you guys how she reacted when we took her for her birthday this year.
Yeah.
She loves SeaWorld. So what better way to take her to something that she can react and touch and see how it is?
Yeah, so the Way of Water, man, it's so immersive and so interactive, and like she can walk through a wall of water and it will never get wet because the wall I don't want to ruin it for you. I don't want to spoil it.
See, you know her, and you got to see. You know she's gonna love it. So that's why I want to do it.
It's so interactive, and she is just gonna have such a blast. The spot for him in the mansion was being readied for him. Nice.
Oh yeah, Crush is there too. Oh, I love Crush.
Yeah, we'll talk with Crush. Yeah, Britterbug.
Well,
all right, Britterbug,
sadly,
have fun.
I hope that they're not doing. I mean, The Rock did go on. Was it? I think Fallon, and say that they're doing a live action Moana.
Really?
And he's gonna be the Maui. Yeah, they casted him as Maui.
Who'd they cast as Maui?
I mean, there's only one person you could have picked for Maui, which is him. You know, no offense, Jason Momoa. You're not. You know, I don't see you. I don't see you singing or. You know, I can do it. You know, I know every natural phenomena. The sky, the grass, the ground. Oh, yeah, because he gets up on Fallon and he starts singing, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Please, Rock, tell me you're gonna do this because I will. Because I loved Moana.
Yeah. And I feel like The Rock would be great for it. Like he did a great job as Maui animated, so I think having him as Maui live action would be just better.
And CGI the transformations when he does the wahoo.
Yeah.
You know, I could totally see that. You know, I mean, listen, you know, for those of you that are listening, I'm a big Disney fan. I'm a huge Disney kid. I grew up there. I went to the parks. Like we used to go when I was a kid, at least once or twice a year, because my uncle lived in Boca Raton. So he was like an hour out of Florida, you know, outside of Orlando. And then we would fly in or go there. I had family down there. And then when my parents got divorced, I didn't go back until I was in my mid-20s.
Yeah.
And then the next time I went was 2015. So we're talking, I went in 2003. I went to California, Disney, and this is before they built DCA. So it was I went to Disneyland. And that's right when Disney had just bought the rights for Power Rangers. So you can go, and you were able to go in a Disney park and buy Power Ranger merch.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like right when they had just bought that.
Yeah.
And then that's when I freaked out on It's a Small World after. I'll never go on a Small World again. That ride is demonic. I hate it. I know people hate on me for saying that. I can ride any other ride, but we got stuck in there for 20 minutes.
Oh God, yes.
The music did not stop.
So we didn't get stopped there for 20 minutes, but we did get stopped there for a little bit. I think the ride had kind of like they had to stop it for something. And when they stopped it, we got stopped in like the Korean section, like the small parts of Asia.
I would have been fine with that.
It was okay up until the song kept going, and I was just like,
dude. And it's a little animatronics doing their like. I was like, oh.
They stare at you the whole time while they sing it, so it just becomes even creepier. Yes.
And mind you, in my mid-20s, I was stupid, so I ended up trying to get up out of the boat. And folks, this is proof. If you don't ever think that the mouse has security and eyes on what you do.
Oh, they're watching.
They're watching. Because I literally looked up when the boat rocked a little.
Yeah.
And the people in my boat were my friends.
Yeah.
I was about to step onto the thing to go to the exit.
Yeah.
I literally saw the side door just open and a security guard went like this. He went like this, like, no, sit back down. And I was like, okay. So, yes. Let me tell you, folks, the mouse knows what he's doing. Ricola sponsor me and sponsor KBG because these
I'll
things
tell you
are
what,
helping.
Maddie, we might have to set up a bros day and all of us bros go and hang out at Disney. I think that would be a lot of fun. Or not Disney, at Universal.
Dude.
Yeah, hanging out with Crush was so much fun. Like one kid asked, "Is a unicorn and a narwhal the same thing?" And he goes, "Wait a minute, what?" Like he was like, "Bro, you just kind of blew my mind, bro."
Oh, Jen, I never would be a streaker. I'm not that stupid to piss the mouse off.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be banned.
Yeah, that dude, that was crazy.
Or like the idiots that do like the guys like, and I know I followed this because I've been a Mickey Mouse fan for years.
Yeah.
But back about like maybe 10 years ago, there was a guy that was caught in 2018. Like it was a while back. He got caught for breaking into the parks after hours.
Yeah.
And filming the backstage stuff.
Yeah.
And he's been banned at like every even the international parks, and he's never left Florida, but he's banned for life.
Wow. Like,
so
I get wanting to get a scoop on things, but talk with them. Just reach out to them and see if they'd be willing to, like, if they say no.
Oh, no. They ban you. Like, you can't, when you go on the backstage tours.
Yeah.
Like, we did one of those tours when in 2015 we did a backstage tour of Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And I took my phone out of my pocket just to see the time.
Yeah.
And the lady was like, "Sir, can you please put your phone up, turn it on airplane mode and shut it off, please?" And I was like, "Why?" She's like, we don't want you to, we can't film back here. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Quick.
Yeah.
Because they're very protective of their
their IPs.
IP. Yeah, exactly. Their IP. So
yeah. So fun fact, speaking of Disney security, we didn't see the security do it, but we were on Living with the Land last night, and they do a Christmas light thing with the land now. So like, yeah, so you can go and watch them do the whole, like, you can see how they're doing the whole like setup with the lights. Oh my god, this sticker is annoying. Sorry, I know I'm getting a little sidetracked here, but I'm working with stickers while I'm talking.
No, that's fine.
I figured
I can show you something. I don't know if you saw this, but Dave sent me so one package of my gifts came early from Dave.
Yeah.
And look what he got me.
Oh, he got you the Kakashi. Nice.
Bro, I am so like, he did get me this Marvel Legend. I want to give the Marvel Legend some love. But he got me this Goliath from the What If, the Ant-Man. Who, if you saw Quantumania, the second Ant-Man movie, this was Lawrence Fishburne's character. Yeah. That didn't get to go the full size like Ant-Man did.
Oh, okay.
So this is his character in the animated one.
Yeah, so What If?
Yeah, so Dave got me these two, and then he said there's something else coming. He's like, "Yeah, I got you something else. It's supposed to be there on the 15th." And I'm like, "What?"
Dave's good pizza, man.
I told him I didn't. I spoiled him for Christmas too. I didn't. I didn't, because I mean, you know, we're not gonna put his business out there, but we know what's going on with him.
He's got a lot going on right now.
He's got a lot going on, so I spoiled him a little bit for Christmas because he looks out for me, and you guys look out for the girls. So, speaking of which, I have to mail your gift out. If I might hold it till we meet with you, but I'm gonna try to mail your birthday gift out this week.
I appreciate you, brother. You didn't have to get me anything though.
I know I didn't have to, but I got your birthday, and then Jen. I ordered Jen's gift and your gift, and I'm still waiting for it. But you gotta love the shipping because I sent out those Christmas cards. It's been almost a month.
Yeah,
still people haven't gotten their Christmas cards.
Oh, we got ours like immediately.
And you're not that. You're 2.5 hours south of me. You better get your card.
Yeah.
Dave got his card about a week after I mailed them.
Yeah.
You got them about 4 days after I mailed them. Cap still hasn't gotten his. My brother, it took almost 2.5 weeks for my brother to get his.
Dang.
I haven't. Rex got his. Colin got his, and they got theirs like last week.
I will say this: the Postal Service has been a little
overwhelmed.
I won't say overwhelmed. I will say they've been a little. I think that they've relaxed some things lately, and it's caused them to kind of decline in quality.
Oh, I'm not gonna deny, because I'm seeing it.
We've noticed it here a lot. The amount of the kind of the employees that they're hiring now just don't care. Like, there's no quality in the job. It's just a job now. It's not like it was back in the past where your mailman. And I can't say that about every male employee here, because we have a mail driver at the office who comes by every day and brings the mail. The dude is phenomenal. He's an older gentleman and he takes pride in his work.
Mm-hmm.
And and that's the thing is, like, I sat there and talked with him one day. I was like, man, if you could come to my post office and work and show them how it's done, I think we would get a better experience. Because about a year or two ago, Jen was waiting. I had a Gundam package coming in, and the driver pulls up in our yard, doesn't even get out of the car, takes the package and chunks it onto our porch. Now, mind you, New Type and USA Gundam and all them package them things pretty well to keep them from getting damaged in case something like that happens. Great. Just drop that part and the sticker. The sticker stayed on. No, it did not. Of course not. But like I said, Jen saw her chunk it. So she goes out there, because she was going out there anyway to pick up the package as the lady was dropping it off. She just wasn't like dressed to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
So she was going to wait till the driver was gone, and she went out there anyway and confronted the driver about it. The driver said, "I didn't toss that package." Jen goes, "I watched you just throw that package." And she told Jen, she was like, "Well, see if I ever deliver your packages again," or something along those lines. And to this day, they will not deliver to our yard. They made up every excuse, and we actually had the postmaster for our region, which is weird because our region's not in the county we live in. The postmaster came out, looked at our yard, and said, "Oh, you just need to have your grass cut a little bit. It's a little bit overgrown." We had that done, and to this day, they still will not deliver to our yard. They deliver to my grandma's house, which is within the area,
See, that sucks because so this guy came in, Midnighter, one of the gold label McFarlane's.
Yeah,
he's a Target exclusive, right?
Yeah,
I pre-ordered on Black Friday because it's $15. So I'm like a $30 figure for half price. I'll get it.
Oh yeah.
And it's an alternate like Batman looking thing, so it looks cool. I get a delivery message while I'm in the bathroom saying your package has been delivered. Now, mind you, our mailbox is 150 feet from our driveway, exposed to the elements, with 3 other mailboxes for the houses that are on the block.
Yeah,
because we live at the end of the road.
Yeah,
it's pouring rain.
Oh no, Dre! Don't tell me.
They set the Target box on top of the mail. So I go outside. I open my door because I'm expecting to see it on the porch. No, they drove up, put it on top of the mailbox, said it was delivered, and drove away. I walk outside with a jacket and umbrella. I come, the box is just like,
hey,
I could just take it in my hand and rip the tape open, pulled out the toy. Now, granted, I'm out of box collector, so it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
I commented to Target, next time, deliver to my porch. If I have to state that, I will.
Yeah. And I mean, Dre, when I tell you that our postal service is terrible, like, they gave us several excuses. One was like, oh, well, we can't, our drivers can't back up. They're not allowed to back up. So, we said, well, we'll try to make the yard a little more accessible for y'all, even though we have an acre of a yard. You can literally drive around the house to get to point B if you need to. They were like, I mean, they don't want to do it. In other words, they don't want to take that extra effort to square it away. And I mean, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating because, we've been trying to be good patrons of the Postal Service, but I'm to the point now that UPS does a better job for me. I love UPS. Our UPS driver takes time to like actually put the package down, and both of them do. We got a female backup driver that takes care of it too, and she is wonderful. Like, she is super nice.
Oh, and the backup driver didn't like, because she left they did the same thing. She left only this time she didn't leave the box on top of the mailbox.
Yeah.
She left it in the street underneath the mailbox.
Oh no. And
these are the SH figure arts, so they're not like a $15 McFarlane.
Yeah.
I'll take a hit on.
Yeah.
$60, $80, $100 SH figure arts? Hell no.
Now, Dre, I'm speaking of McFarlane. So Disney cracked me up with this. I was not expecting this. Disney had the McFarlane Avatar figures right there in Pandora. I was like, "Whoa, y'all are keeping McFarlane stuff as well." I was like, "Go ahead,
yeah,
Disney."
I have them. I actually have the robots, the mecha armor from the second movie, from The Way of Water.
Yeah,
and I have Rory took them, but I had Natiri and Jake.
Yeah,
I have both those. I have both of them. And Rory plays with them. She took them from me. The only thing she doesn't play with is the mecha because they're too big.
Yeah.
But I have those actually. I think they're in this thing behind me.
Yeah.
Because these three gray things here.
Yeah.
Now house my figures that I don't get to display. So the top one is, I think, McFarlane. No, bottom one's McFarlane. Yeah, because there's Condiment Man.
Yeah.
Then there's the second one is Marvel Legends or Miscellaneous. And then the top one is all Marvel Legends. And for those of you, like I said earlier in my stream, I sold $230 of loose figures.
Yeah.
To my comic book shop. And I was very pleased because I was able to get a bunch of comics and a Joe Classified. But loose figures are, if you got them, folks, get rid of them. If you don't collect them, go find your local shops. There's plenty of them that want to buy them because there's kids, adult collectors that are not able to make it to the retail outlets to find them.
And another thing too is I'm slowly seeing myself get out of the collecting game, like when it comes down to figures. And eventually I may just bite the bullet, may just go ahead and take the hit and either trade off what I've got here or, when I do have kids that are old enough to play with them, I may give them a few of the figures, just to have something for the future or save them for them to kind of figure out what they want to do with them.
I mean, honestly, that's it. My Spider-Man collection is the one I invest to.
Yeah.
Because I've been blessed.
Yeah.
That I love that. That collection has cost me a lot to curate it and build it. And I'm still building it because I'm swapping Legends out for SH figure arts or Mayfex, because I'm like, if they made a better version of it, I want the best version up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the Hot Toys are going to probably go. Let's see. Miles's posters right here for Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Over here in this big blank spot that you see next to is going to be Across the Spider-Verse. And then this poster, that's the thing that's hanging right there, that will be Beyond the Spider-Verse. So all three movie posters I will have. I have the second one already. I said I put it up.
Hey, Elmo, it was good. It was fun. December 5th is when the walls are coming down in Central Epcot area. Oh, we missed that too. Hey, Will, yep, made it back safe.
That's a hard choice right there on that last one.
Yeah, it was going to be $300 more for us to go because Epcot's got they got the new show and the hangout space. That's what Jen said. Will and
Wait, go back up one. You got a question from Elmo.
I bought Transformer earbuds. I also have a question. What's your favorite Transformer? Optimus Prime, Shockwave, or Bumblebee? Starscream. I love Starscream.
I'm going to tell you now, if it's not one of the main ones,
yeah,
I go with Wheeljack and Jazz.
Nice, Elmo.
I like the two of them.
Yeah.
Wheeljack, I love that fact that his mouth lit up on the sides.
Yeah.
And Jazz always spoke in jive.
And Dre, thank you for catching that because I'm speeding through some of the comments here, and I'm not doing that to ignore you guys. I'm doing that because if I don't read, I'm reading, I'm skimming through them, and I'm reading what y'all are writing. I am reading what you're saying, but I'm having to skim through them as well because like I'm deep in thought with this kit real quick, and I want to make sure that I'm not like getting too distracted with it because
so KBG, I didn't show you. Did you see? I didn't send you the picture, but check that out.
Ooh, Vita, is that a? What is that?
It's my Switch.
Oh,
but look what I have on. Look at the Joy-Con covers.
Yeah, I see that, dude. That's really sick, man. That's sick.
Yeah, since I have the OLED.
Yeah,
I can't put this on it. So this right here, is going to. If you take this is dope. That's going to my nephew up in New York.
Yeah,
he has a regular Switch with the kickstand, so he's getting this.
Oh, nice.
And the extra set of Gengar thumbsticks.
Oh, that's cool, dude. But
yeah,
Dre, I think you would have loved the. So we walked into the Japanese pavilion yesterday as well. Dude, I love that pavilion. But we went and got the. Like I said, we went in there after we got our mochi and the boba. Which, by the way, the boba was in like a little a tiny little serving glass. It wasn't even like a. It was like one of those glasses you would get whenever you get like wine.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really tiny and just. It was definitely a sampling. So again, I feel like some of that stuff got a little overpriced for what we got. The frozen hot chocolate, which I don't think I put up a picture of yesterday.
Oh, you should have sent that to me. I would show that to Meredith.
You should have been disappointed. The straw was like this tall. The cup was that tall. And they charged they charged way too much for that. And that's frustrating to me because, as a consumer, I get it. You're doing samplings, but as the consumer, I would think that they would have, at least been a little more like, here's what we have, guys, and this is what we're offering you. Not kind of doctor the photo a little bit to give you like the idea that you're getting a huge portion when you're getting, tiny portion for huge portion prices.
True.
And by the way, guys, I've almost got this kit done. This is
when you're there, it's unless you're eating at like the Impolite Pig. That like the Impolite Pig is amazing.
Yeah,
I love that place. Like the food there, like you spend $20 for like the sandwich, the drink, and like 2 sides.
Yeah,
you're getting a sandwich loaded. Like you're getting a full meal. And, but again, it's like I was telling KBG that because of everything that happened with the C virus and them canceling the dining plan, a lot of people lost out those savings because you think about it, you go in there and people are like, oh, we get a bucket of popcorn. You spend $20, you get the reusable bucket, free popcorn at half price. Yeah, that's great. But that's how many people in your party, how many people want to stop and get snacks? How many times do you eat? If you got little kids and you start factoring in those things. Like I said, we budgeted about $1,100 to eat for the 9 days.
Yeah,
we went and spent $1,600 because of tips, gratuity, and eating at 3 table service restaurants.
Yeah,
when you take that price that I paid for 9 days, and you break that up into the meals they not appropriate, and you're spending that over 5 or 6 days, you're like, wait a second. And Disney just tells you pay the gratuity, so you basically tip your server. Like you're getting like your expensive meal. And they tell you get a meal, dessert, non-alcoholic beverage. Pay the gratuity. If the gratuity is $25, you pay the $25. You pay more if you want to. Best idea ever. See, and I like that too, Jen. That's one of the things we have the kids, and when you guys have kids, you'll do it too. They're going to point at things like Rory pointed at pretty much certain things, and we knew we weren't leaving the store without it, no matter what the price point was. And unless the price point was exorbitant, and then we were just like, screw it, we're out of here.
Yeah.
But like I'll use an example. Animal Kingdom, they had this little volleyball. Rory fell in love with it. It was in the Dino Land, which is so depressing because that place needs to be remodeled, and they gotta just theme that whole area.
Yeah, but we rode Dinosaur for possibly the last time,
which I'm sad because I know they want to retheme that into something like a Moana land, or they even do like a Tangled land or do something with it.
I think they're talking Encanto now.
Yeah, and I think that would actually help the park a lot because Encanto is a very hot property right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it would suck to lose the dinosaurs, but I get why. And Rory, the volleyball was like $12, right?
Yeah.
We bought it. She was pitching a fit in the store. It was pouring rain outside. We were all tired. It was like Animal Kingdom for us was not the best experience. But again, Rory was 2 years old.
Yeah.
She was not feeling it. And we didn't do a whole lot. Now, mind you, she goes back there. She's now a little older. She can ride Flight of Passage. She can ride certain things. It'll be and I think if we got to see the animals, like if we actually got to go on the safari, because the safari was a 5-hour wait without a lightning lane.
That lightning lane, man, that thing made me so mad yesterday. People did the Living with the Land. They literally used the lightning lane for that ride. I think that needs
Encanto or Indiana Jones. Now, see, Indiana Jones, you got me. I love it. He inspired me to be a historian. And Encanto, I mean, that's my culture, or not really. It's Latino culture, not mine, but it's Latino culture. It's technically a hybrid of Colombian,
ignored,
Caribbean. Yeah, I thought that was funny. But I won't lie, you can make money if you do what I've done in the past. And so when I went in 2015, Figment had just had a birthday party, and Figment, I forgot what the year Figment had just turned. I think it was like 25. It might have been 25. And they had the Funko Pops, the limited edition pop. When you went into Epcot, the Creation Station, you couldn't buy more than one. So I went in, and my friend Eric's like, dude, buy me one. I was like, all right, I bought him one. PayPal's me the money.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, I'm going to go in, I'm going to put one up on Amazon, on eBay, and see what I get. Dude, I put it up for $75. Bang, sold. So I bought two more. You can walk out of there making a decent penny if you know the item to capitalize on.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, do I recommend you do that on your vacation? Probably not. But if you are an adult with your significant other or by yourself, that'd be something for you to do. But if you're with your significant other, you know, there's a lot more other fun things to do besides reselling Disney merch.
Yeah. But I mean, one of the cool things was for us is like we got to experience so many different things that we haven't got the experience for. Like I said, Flight of Passage, you know, I missed out on that whenever it first opened because, I mean, let's face it, everybody and their grandma was in line for that, and it was a 4-hour wait when we first got down there, when it was first like doing its thing, you know. And so I was like, well, you know, I'd like to see it, but I don't think I'm getting it this year. And, you know, Jim was like, yeah, well, we can come back to it next time we come out. So I've waited this long to do Flight of Passage, and it was worth it to me. Like I said, Guardians of the Galaxy was a fun ride. I enjoyed the ride. Do I think they could have done a little more with the theming? Absolutely. The theming felt like they had rushed the story a little bit for me. And then we get in there, and there's so much stuff going on, like the way the ride goes, that I feel like I didn't get to understand the story just because I was too busy screaming and yelling to hear what was going on around me. And moving around so much, I had a hard time keeping up with where everything was firing off at, you know?
Did you like Terry Crews?
I laughed way too hard when I saw him pop up. And
Meredith
and
I were crying. That was one of the funniest things.
Yeah. I do like the fact that they included some music, some music with the ride as well. And I like.
I told you guys got Tears for Fears.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about that ride too is the fact that it gives me like old Space Mountain vibes with a little bit of a modern like twist on the way the ride with the ride mechanics. But like I said, my biggest disappointment was, you know, we get this whole build up for us being part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, like teaming up with the Guardians to take on this Celestial. Spoiler alert for those of y'all that haven't ridden it yet.
No, it's been out for it's been around for over a year now.
Yeah.
And there's so many, you can see all the POVs. They're all over YouTube.
I like that because they even tell you, Terry Crews tells you, please don't record this.
No, these are the authorized POVs.
Yeah.
There's unauthorized ones. I wouldn't recommend you trying to POV it without like a special grip for your thing, because I'm gonna tell you, if your hands leave that thing, you will lose a hat, your glasses. It spins extremely quickly.
Oh yeah.
Hey Ricardo, I will say this.
Place.
Hey
Ricardo, how's it going?
Was it Little Elma? I saw what you're talking about with the Fortnite stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we were playing yesterday with Britterbug.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting kicked out. We got to see the concert, which was awesome. We got to see the Rocket League stages. We got to see the Lego Creative stages that they did, which was really cool.
Yeah.
They did talk about like the 2K sports stage that they're doing, and they didn't show Peter Griffin. I do know that they've advertised him as the first official update we're getting is going to be Lego themed skins and Peter Griffin. How the two tie together, I don't know. But obviously, if you guys saw yesterday and you can watch the videos, they show the multiverses of Fortnite because they have been broken. And we got to catch that there are some that there's rumors that we're supposed to be seeing, you know. And we did blame Britterbug for breaking it. She broke it.
Of course.
But it's honestly, there's talks of like a Disney themed one because they've had the Marvel. They're bringing Solid Snake in, so there's talks of like Solid Snake's gonna come in for a skin. Peter Griffin, Lego themed.
I'm all for that. I'm all for the Solid Snake one because I'm a Metal Gear fiend. I used to play Metal Gear all the time as a kid. MGS 1, 2, 3, and 4 were like my favorite. I didn't get a chance to play 5. 5 I kind of slept on. So I'm excited to see that Metal Gear skin now that you brought that up, Ray.
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna go back to watching you because I have to go get the baby to get her for bed.
All right.
Because Meredith didn't have this thing, so it's a funny joke. When she sends me this emoji, that means it's time for bed for Peanut. So that's what I laugh when I saw that. So
all right.
This was fun. I love it. I'll be chatting with you in a few minutes.
All right, Dre.
Guys, please stay watching my brother. He's awesome. And I will talk to you and Jen in a little bit.
I appreciate you being here, brother.
Peace.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that was Dre. I am finishing up this kit now. It is coming along really well. Just a whole lot of parts to it. Again, I've been working on this one for about 3 weeks now. It is the MG Sinanju. Definitely a big build for a kit. Definitely a whole lot of moving parts too. So EP8. After I get this done, I will be showing off the epicness that is the item that I got from Disney World. I showed it earlier in the stream, so if you haven't seen it yet, you just got to wait. It was a great pickup that I couldn't miss out on. I had you can ask Jen. I ended up getting the FOMOs with it, so I had to go back and get it. And as soon as I went to walk out of the park, I saw that they actually had it at the front, so there wasn't going to be a missing out. Okay, let's get that to there. That goes like that. All right. So now I need to put on that end cap. But let's talk a little bit about like the Disney trip in general. So we left on Thursday morning and made it all the way down to Disney Springs by like 1. And you're going to see a lot of this in our videos. Jen is an amazing videographer and editor. So y'all are going to get to experience our Disney trip kind of in a POV of, me and Jen. So we get down there and we get to our hotel first. And they already had our room ready by like a little after 1, I want to say. And so, being that I've been to Disney several times, it's always a fun experience to go. I'm all for like telling people, hey, don't sleep on Disney. It's a fun experience. It's a great opportunity for you to kind of get that experience that is the Disney parks. Okay, I'm having a hard time with this piece here. Sorry, guys. Did I do that right? I don't think there was a way to do this wrong, but it feels like it's not quite working out the way I want it to. There we go. Almost. There we go. I got it. And then this is going to slide back like that. There we go. I'm building the bazooka on this. I didn't get a chance to check out Tron because we weren't there this time. I didn't forget the portable snake. I never played any of the portable ones, man. I never played all the portable ones. One quick table, one table, one quick, one table, one snack, and a refillable mug each. No quick service plans at this time. Yeah, Jen bought a lot of Figment and Stitch stuff for herself. All right, Ghost. Yeah, here we go. All right, I'm bringing you on 1000th Ghost to talk about it a little bit as well while I build. So it was definitely a fun time. Like we get down there, and again, Jen surprised me with Morimoto's Asia, which is one of my favorite places to go. I don't get to go there often when we go to Disney World, but the experience alone is always well worth it. If you've never seen Iron Chef, Morimoto is like one of my favorite Iron Chefs. Hey, Ghost, how's it going, Chris?
What up, brother? How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Just sore.
Yeah, I bet. The Epcot Death March is never fun.
Oh no, it's never fun. And then the Animal Kingdom one beforehand is also a bit of a tour.
I think the Epcot one's worse because you can see everything. So if you're like in Canada and you're going to Mexico, you can see how far away it is.
Yeah.
But in Animal Kingdom, you kind of turn the corner, and then until you get to, Asia, you're like, oh, there everything is.
Yeah. So like we did Animal Kingdom, and it was like, I was like, I can do this. I can totally do this. And at the end of the day, my legs were like, you shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
And the first, when we were at Disney Springs, I was wearing my Salacious Rum shirt, and I had someone go, "Is that a gremlin?" No, wait, that's the monkey lizard from Star Wars. I was like, if you only knew which monkey lizard this was, if you only knew what kind of trouble the world would be in if they only knew. But yeah, we had a great time. I mean, it was just.
Did you stay on park or?
We did. We stayed at All Star. All Star Sports.
All Star Sports. That one's not too bad.
Yeah, I like All Star Sports. It's we had one of the tennis rooms, so we were and now they've got it where all the buses are pretty much just tied to one resort. So instead of having to share like a bus with All Star movies and All Star music, it was pretty much just a straight shot for us from there to Animal Kingdom was literally 5 minutes.
Yeah,
if even that.
I like Art of Animation and the other one that's right there with the gondolas.
Oh, the Riviera?
No.
Oh,
I'd love to stay at the Riviera. I ain't got that much money.
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't have that kind of money either. Art of Animation I want to do one day.
It's nice.
Jen says, okay, oh wait, maybe they will have the quick service plan back too. Jen said that she felt like Epcot is the bigger park, even though they say Animal Kingdom is.
Yeah, that is true. It's just a bed.
Caribbean Beach, Riviera, and Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it's Pop Century is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, Pop Century and Art of Animation.
But yeah, so like the first night the first day was Animal Kingdom. We got there and immediately were able to get on like Flight of Passage.
Mm-hmm.
And Chris, I'm gonna tell you right now, Flight of Passage is my top ride. It is so much fun. Like Jen almost cried, like she got emotional with it, and I was like, wow, this is.
I don't think I can do that yet. Maybe next year when I go. But
it's definitely a fun ride for sure. Yeah, once you can hop on it, man, I'm telling you, you're not gonna regret it. You're not gonna regret it one bit.
Sometimes those rides, I am not a ride person. I don't like roller coasters. Yeah. So those, I know they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it still feels like you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Like Soarin'. I really like Soarin', but I still kind of feel like I'm going to die on it.
They get me a little confused with this part. Oh, there we go. Oh, nope. I just separated the whole entire.
But I like people watching, and I like seeing how kids react to the characters. And
oh yeah, man, that's always fun. Like just seeing how the kids enjoy like we heard so many, like when we were at Epcot, we heard so many kids like just getting excited to see Donald Duck.
Mm-hmm.
And you could hear it's Donald, and that just that made me get all excited because you hear a lot of, oh look, Elsa. You don't hear much about like Donald and all the other OGs. And
you get the OG stuff when you're out there and you're like, there's a good line for Goofy. That's sweet.
Yeah, that makes me feel good, man.
Or when I did Hollywood Studios, they had Max out. I was like, wow, Max, cool.
There was a lot of stuff for the what was the Power Line?
Yeah.
We saw a lot of Power Line stuff out there.
All right. Yeah, they think they figured out that the 90s kids really liked the Goofy movie.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the Goofy movie. That's like one of my go-tos. Like
I like the Animal Kingdom has Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
And the Rescue Rangers outfits.
Yeah. Yeah, Soarin', they did Soarin' over California for Disney World this year, and Soarin' over California there was one scene that messed with me a little bit, and I don't get motion sickness, but it was the part where you're over LA.
Uh-huh.
And you could tell that they didn't quite build the video properly. Because it was just super choppy. I was like, that's not, they could have done that so much better. It was like they just kind of struggled to get anything put together properly.
Yeah, might have been just too many small lights.
It could have been. It got, like I said, the video just seemed like it was disjointed and not put together well on that part. But like you said, could have been just something, something with the lighting, or either, maybe they tried to like render it a different way and it just didn't render properly. Who knows? Maybe they used one of Filmora's editing gimmicks. I make that joke because I use Filmora, and sometimes I'm like, all right, this works really well. And other times I'm like, what are you doing, Filmora?
So since you were out there, you didn't get to see Godzilla yet, I take it?
No, I hadn't got to see the new Godzilla yet.
So good.
I've heard.
I mean, it's still holding a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I tend to not look at the critic stuff a lot, just because sometimes I feel like they can be a little bit of a blowhard, and I listen to you guys before I listen to critics.
Yeah.
Like when you guys give me an opinion on something, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I can totally see that. Then
it's all subtitled, so you have to read.
Okay.
But, I mean, it has a plot.
Yeah.
First of all, most Godzilla movies don't have a plot.
Yeah.
This is a pretty solid plot. It has character development of the people.
Nice.
It deals with PTSD. It deals with survivor's guilt.
Huh.
It's got a whole bunch of stuff in it that you just don't see in movies at all anymore.
Yeah.
And then especially in a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
But the effects are really, really great. And the whole movie was made for $15 million, apparently.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm going to see what the box office did this weekend for it.
I'm hoping it got the love it deserved for sure.
Problem was that it was in most our theaters, but the problem with our theaters was that it went from the big house opening night to one of the smaller houses the next day. So it was only in the real big houses. 34 million worldwide so far.
Wow, that's
11 million in the U.S. So it almost made its money back just in the U.S.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've about got this kit done too. All I've got left is just the effects parts to cut out. I don't know if you saw this one yet, but I'll pull it out of the box here in a minute and show you that how it looks. The Sinanju is one of my favorite suits from the Universal Century timeline. Definitely, and I think you're going to get a kick out of the name here. I think this would have been Salacious's name if he could have been a Gundam pilot. But his name is Full Frontal. And that's the actual suit.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a 1/100 scale master grade, so I'll move Jen's chat out of the way. She said dining plan price is a ripoff for 2024. Ricardo said by 15 mil by today's standards, that's almost chump change. Yeah, with movies, but at the same time.
According to Disney and stuff, they can't even do an episode of their Marvel shows for around that.
Yeah. But yeah, that
is an incredible figure.
Yeah, and all of this gold you see here is all sticker work.
Oh Jesus, no.
Yeah, that hurt. That one was a little rough. It comes with several things that I've built tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you all this once I get the last thing together here, which is the explosives.
My sausage fingers could not do that small work, and the stickers would drive me insane.
Trust me, Chris, it is painful when it comes down to doing the sticker work.
Yeah.
I get so frustrated with that stuff. And they did give me a couple of pieces here, and I got to look at one of these pieces to see. That may be like a something to hang the part on.
Because every time if I open a Lego and it has stickers, I'm like, oh no, stickers.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so one piece from that's not being used, and that's going to be this piece right here. That's just a bonus piece that they give you. I love that they mark that off on the runner listings too. But these are the weapons I just built for it. There's the hyper bazooka that it comes with. Oh, and I just totally yeeted a part off of it. Let me grab that. That is one thing that you will find about these kits is sometimes you get parts that don't want to sit perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And just a little bit of glue goes a long way, but that's actually supposed to come off because that part is supposed to just be something that you can throw in there later for good measure. I got to see how that goes back on. You get back to the instructions, but we have the beam rifle here that it comes with. I mean, that's just really huge. And then the shield. And if you see right here that on the shield, you got those two gray spots. Those are actually axes that you can pull out and connect together.
Oh, man.
And they send you the particle effects or the beam effects for the weapons.
Oh, so, cool.
Yeah, so you get like these clear beam effects, which are really huge. And as you can see, they expand in a longer form if he's, got it fully powered.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can get that cut out there so you can kind of see them a little bit better. So there's the longer particle, right? The longer beam axe effect.
Mm-hmm.
There's the shorter average size beam effect there. It looks like it got bent in the packaging a little bit, but a little bit of pinching should get it. Yeah, you got it just right. And then we have that beam saber effect because he comes with two beam sabers as well with the two axes. And there's that beam saber. Like it looks nice and flat, and then you bring it up closer to the camera so you can see it. It does have some detail work done to it.
Yeah.
To give it kind of that nice flowing energy. So I'll make a couple of shorts about this kid here soon. I'm actually going to be making shorts based on my food that I ate while I was at Epcot.
Cool.
For the Festival of the Holidays. We went during that time, and that was a fun little that was a fun trip. The food was very good. a little overpriced for what we got though. It was like a lot of stuff in there that was they charged like $7, $8, $10 for it, and then you get it and it's like this much food.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, that's like going to a fancy restaurant and getting mad at them for, saying, "Oh yeah, we're serving you steak with this fancy sauce," and you look at it and the fancy sauce is just, a dollop like that, and the steak is like this big, like that big altogether. It's enough to insult you,
Yeah, I never do any of those tasting things. First of all, I'm kind of a picky eater, unfortunately. But yeah, so I never do any of those. Plus, I always watch Mammoth Club, and Molly always shows all the stuff, and it's like, oh, well, that looks great. Oh, look how small that is. I'm not paying $15 for that.
And that was the big thing, is like you look at some of the pricing of things and it made me go, huh, that seems a little pricey for what it is.
Yeah.
And we got this one thing, and it was like these little mochi. Like the way they showed it made it like it was these big squares of cake.
Uh-huh.
For like $7 or $8. They were like this big all together, like, and probably about the size of my thumb. And it was 4 of those on the plate for $6. And then we got a boba to go with it. Tried the boba, and the boba was like, it was like a little wine glass filled with like enough drink just to make you angry,
Yeah, just enough to wet your whistle and be like, oh, I wish I could have more of that.
Exactly. It was like, my first thought was, wow, Disney, we really splurged, didn't we? But altogether, I mean, I will say the food quality was good. It's just for the price we paid, I feel like they could have given us a little more for our money.
The only place I've ever been that I really didn't like almost any of the food was Universal.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, some of the Potter stuff was really good.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything else was, I would say, fairground quality. Not even theme park quality. I'd say it's,
Yeah.
A lot of it tasted like it'd been sitting out for a while. Stuff was soggy that shouldn't have been.
Yeah, I've had that experience before with a couple of things. By the way, 19 likes tonight. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that, especially for a pop-up stream. I wasn't expecting to do anything, but I know I talked about this a second ago, but I did have to pick up one thing.
Oh, nice.
From Pandora, and I've gotten to where I've started collecting them. As y'all can see up here, I've got 2 so far. I've got the tiger stripe orange and the blue and purple. So I went in there and we walked in, and I happened to look, and they have a new one. I have not taken it out of the box yet. I have not looked at it. I went ahead and did I saw that they were selling it, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the tape now so I can pull it out, and it's going to go up there as well, because eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my own rookery to put them on. Like build it. I'm going to get like a nice glass case to put them in and all that. But I picked up the Dark Skies edition. So cool. Bring that a little closer so y'all can see kind of how the colors are supposed to look according to the picture.
Yeah.
And Ricardo, have you ever watched the movie Avatar? Because this is one of the banshees. These are supposed to be like baby banshees that you can adopt and put on your shoulder. Like, they do a whole adoption ceremony if you want to. I didn't do it with this one because they had them in box already, ready to go. Packaging is a lot different than the previous box that they had, because now we have a cardboard handle versus the plastic handle that they first had.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense, being that it's Animal Kingdom and they're trying to show like conservation and all that.
Yeah.
So with the orange one that I have that was up here, I actually got that off of eBay for dirt cheap because someone was selling theirs. Oh, I almost dropped it. Let's get it out of the packaging real quick. I want to take a look at this. So we do still have some plastic, by the way. I mean, which is
quite a bit of plastic, actually.
Yeah, quite a bit of plastic. Considering they didn't have a plastic handle, I'm like, you shaved off the plastic handle, who gave me a plastic container to put them in versus like styrofoam, which is, I guess, is better. because it was going to be styrofoam. I think it originally was styrofoam, if I'm not mistaken. I think they actually had it in a styrofoam holder. But first thing we get with the plastic is the shoulder clip, and the shoulder harness and the belt clip. This belt clip is great for that little handle, for the little controller that it's going to come with, because you can mount that on your hip and just walk around with that mounted to your hip, so that you can activate this thing. I actually used this in a Renaissance Fair costume once, just on a whim, to have something on my shoulder.
Yeah.
But there it is, and I mean the colors look pretty awesome.
Close.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty close to what we were seeing. So really well detailed too. Like look at that. Look at the face sculpt on this.
Yeah,
it's a lot better than the first gen ones. Let's see. Do I need to? Is there an on-off switch hidden on the? Yep, there it is. So I'm gonna test it out real quick. Yeah, there it goes. So we can flap the wings. Yeah, Ox, it's okay. The dog's in here with me, and he is. I don't think he's liking it. So we are getting some screeches from it. It's very quiet though. It's not super loud.
Well, they probably don't want it to be too loud next to your ear.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can see that the controls work pretty well. Like this is controlling the wing movement here.
Yeah.
So we can kind of, and again, it's all like just typical puppetry. And you get some head turn there, which is really cool. Like I'll kind of turn that so y'all can see it. Hey, Freya. And then you got the trigger here for the mouth. And again, you got your sounds and all that. It does continue to it does continue to growl and make some purring and chortling noises, but still, I just love that coloration. Like that is the brand new 2023 coloration that they have here. And that makes my third one. I think I'm gonna start collecting these things. Like I've got 3 now, and I think I want to try to get all of them. It's kind of like Pokemon
I don't know what
now.
color mine is. I packed mine away. I think I'm not sure what happened to it.
Yeah, but I
got it at called the Ark.
Yeah,
which is a thrift store, and it came in the box and everything for $10.
Oh, you got it for a steal. That is.
I was like, yes. I don't even like the movie, but I'm going to buy this.
I paid $74 for this.
Well, that's
you got it for if you got it for 10. That's a steal. Here. But thank you, Freya. We're glad to be back. And yeah, this is a Banshee from Avatar, also known as an Ikran. They actually have the ride itself is Chris. I can't wait for you to do it, man. I can't wait. So it's a simulator. It's it's definitely that, but you feel like you're actually on one. Like you can feel it breathing. You can feel it like when it panics and freaks out about something. You can feel like it gets startled and it jolts you backwards. They've got you harnessed in, so you're not like, and the harness is pretty much like a pad that sits on your back and on your legs. Let him. I'm not letting the dog sniff it, Jen. Hey, Ox. Okay, I'll let him sniff it. Yeah, he does not trust this thing. He's over here looking at like, nope, no sir. All right, so I got to find a space for him. I've got to clear off some space probably because I've got my monkey lizard, Nanny Meat Muck, up there just hanging out, staring, He too wonders when Salacious will come by and say hey to him again. I need to hop in a Salacious stream sometime. I hadn't been in one in a while.
Do you work on Sundays?
Not often, no. I tend to be working on my videos though. Whenever he's streaming, so I rarely ever have time to hop in there. And Saturdays, I'm usually working on other projects.
Saturdays now, let's see, in your time zone.
It's like 10 o'clock my time zone.
He's starting an hour earlier on his model streams.
Okay, yeah.
So here at 7, so at your time would be 9 a.m.
Yeah. If I have time, I might have to hop in. I might have to hop on and watch a couple of minutes of his Top Gun model building.
Yeah. Yeah, he was sick this weekend, so they canceled him.
Yeah, I saw that. I wished I told him I hope he got to feeling better. Yes, Jen, all of them. I've found some deals so far. I found one on eBay for like 30, and I might bite the bullet on it here soon. I actually hearted it so that way when the seller sees that I put it in my wish list, they'll sometimes get, if they're wanting to get it off of their hands soon, they'll sell it dirt cheap. By the way, for those of y'all wondering what this does, you set it inside your shirt, and there's a magnet underneath the belly here. So what you do is you take that, you put it in under your shirt or under a piece of clothing, or either you can put it on a glove even and have it like ride your arm the whole time under that glove, which is really cool. But this is the new one for 2023. Like I wasn't expecting them to drop any new colors, but I love the darkness of this one. I really do like that dark blue. I like like the reds and yellows in there, and you can kind of see it a little bit, even in the wings. Like I think the LEDs are giving the wings a little extra color there, but all of that red added in just really makes it pop. It's a lot brighter. The coloration.
Wander around Avatar at night.
Oh, we didn't get a chance to walk through it at night, but I've done that before, and it's such a beautiful place.
Just so beautiful.
Hey, Berserker.
I mean, it's a completely worthless area. It has nothing to do with Disney. It shouldn't be there at all.
Yeah.
They should have done their original idea concept, which was fantasy area. Yeah. But it is beautiful.
Yeah. Then there's a new game dropping on the 7th too for Avatar, and I'm super excited for that. It's going to be a 2-player multiplayer at most. But they have some. It's pretty much going to feel just like I want to say like a Far Cry game from what I was looking at. So you're getting kind of a first-person perspective of being a Na'vi, and you get to you can do the things like I think you can actually ride the Banshee and ride the dire horse and all those other creatures that were in there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And by the way, Jen wanted to know if you did the Guardians ride.
I didn't. I don't do roller coasters.
Yeah.
So I have an absolute fear of them from a very early age. Now,
yeah.
To say I have ridden every roller coaster at Disney with the exception of Guardians.
Yeah.
I've ridden them all at least once. But Guardians, I've been told, does too many spins and stuff, and it might actually hurt my back.
It's very rough. It is like it was intense for me. Like I tend to do those kind of rides, but this one was super intense for me. And
well, that the dinosaur ride that's there, that destroys my back. Absolutely, it has to be the last thing I do before I leave because it does so much damage.
Yeah, it was a little rough on me this time. I've got a shoulder injury that I should probably get looked at eventually, but I tend to be a little late with getting myself taken care of.
Yeah,
right.
I should go to the doctor, but I don't have any insurance anymore, so can't do that.
Oh, that's rough, Chris. I hate that. Let's see. Here we go. But yeah. So like we did dinosaur, and I noticed that the big, what is it, Apatosaurus, Brontosaurus, whatever they have that comes out wasn't on the ride. Like the whole animatronic was missing. It seemed like I don't know if they had it down for maintenance or what, but
maybe I think it's February they're going to shut it down to start the changeover to Indy.
So Zucker says you're the size of them, and the humans look like ants. Yeah, there's like a whole talking about the Avatar game. Literally, the human to Avatar ratio. It's like I think 10 foot to 6 foot at max is what they give the humans. Yeah, Jen said watch a POV of it instead. The theming
I've watched several. It looks like a fun ride. And I have asked when I was out there last time, it was kind of busy, and I asked, can I just walk through the thing and get off? And she said, we're not doing that today just because it's just too busy.
Yeah, we had to do a virtual queue just to get in line.
Yeah.
And Jen got up at like the ass crack of dawn yesterday morning to sign up for that virtual queue. Sitting here on her phone, literally scrolling, and a bit eventually 7 o'clock rolls around and she hits refresh.
Mm-hmm.
And as she hit refresh, sold out or tapped out. So you have several times to try to get that virtual queue, and it after about we went around, we tried to get around like 12:50, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like she said here in the chat, totally not worth it. Totally not worth it.
They're supposedly taking the virtual queue off for Guardians in April, they were saying.
Yeah. And Jen said we didn't get any pictures of the rides because either our older Magic Man's battery is dead or the RFID didn't connect.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is what it is, though. I mean, I want to get one of those Magic Man Plus, but I don't see shelling.
They were okay. I
Yeah.
don't think they were worth the extra $10.
Yeah.
Now, during the fireworks show, it lights up and goes with but you're not looking at your arm; you're looking at the thing.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean,
if you're walking around, you can point it at some droids or some statues, and they'll talk or do whatever.
Yeah, and that would be the only reason I would get it, is just for the interactivity of it. But other than that,
well, I got it because they had the Hatbox Ghost on it. So
you got the Hatbox Ghost one, nice. Like I said, we were walking around like stores and stuff Thursday and today, and I kept seeing Haunted Mansion stuff. I was like, ooh, oh man.
When I was there, and I put it in my video when I was there, the weirdest thing was Animal Kingdom had the most Nightmare Before Christmas and Haunted Mansion stuff.
Yeah.
Even over Memento Mori and stuff at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
That one Trader Sam's or whatever it is, right when you go in on the left.
Yeah.
Had a huge section of stuff, and I was like, wait a minute, why isn't this at the park? Why isn't this at the Haunted Mansion? And they were like, we don't have any idea.
Yeah.
They just send us the planograms and we put it up, and I was like, that's nuts. And she's like, yeah, it is weird. They were putting Hanukkah stuff up when I was there, and that was the first week of October.
Yeah. So we got to see, there was a lot of the Hanukkah Mickey out. I thought it was really cool. I kind of dug the design of it, but we did, like I said, when we went to Epcot yesterday, it was the Festival of the Holidays, and like everybody started wandering in after like 11 o'clock. So like all of the rides, we got in there early, and we did, I want to say we went to Norway first. We didn't, that was our first thing we want to do, was knock out the Norway Pavilion, just because that Frozen ride gets to be so small so quickly.
Yeah,
it's a nice ride. And then we went and got some of the stuff from the from what is that place called? Kringla, the Kringla Bakery.
Yeah.
I got the lefse, and Jen got the school cake. That lefse is it's just a flatbread, but it's rolled up with like butter and cinnamon, and just so good. Jen got the school cake, which is like, it almost reminded me of like a Krispy Kreme filled donut, or like a Dunkin' filled donut. It had this like sweet cream on the inside of it, and then it had a little on top, and then it was covered in like toasted coconut.
Ooh.
Yeah, now I'm not a big toasted coconut fella, because it the dryness of it, like it feels like I'm chewing on wood shavings, like
but if you have it offset with the cream in the inside of
that actually worked well. Like it actually made me go, okay, I don't mind toasted coconut on this. Jen said we also purposely skipped Remy, and yeah, I'm not interested in the Remy ride.
It was it was okay.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of animatronics. It's mostly screens and stuff.
Yeah.
The physical effects, like the water and the heat and the wind and stuff like that, was really cool. But when I went back this time, I also skipped it so that I could do something else instead, just because that line got so long when we were there last time with John. And then we even used my mom's handicap thing to go on, and it still took us forever.
I'll tell you right now, when we looked at the line for the ride, and it was never really fully like past an hour when we first got there. But Jen has severe motion sickness, so like my first concern was would she be able to handle this? And yet we did Guardians of the Galaxy, and it almost wiped her out. Like towards the end of the day,
there's not as many sharp turns or anything
Yeah.
like that in Remy. It's
Yeah.
it's a very calm ride for the most part.
Okay.
Like she's talking about Mickey's Mania. It's about that Runaway Railroad. It's about the same type of thing.
We watched one part where it like spins around a little bit, and I think that kind of concerned her. Because anything that rotates around too much, like she has to have a focal point.
Mm-hmm.
But which is interesting because we did the Flight of Passage, and she had to close her eyes on certain parts of that, and then after this one scene, the focal point for her comes back, which is one of the Ikron that are banshees that's flying around out there. So I think I enjoyed. I think I would have enjoyed Remy a little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about sitting in a buggy watching a screen. Then again, I did the Mickey's Runaway Railway and thought that was a lot of fun. I thought it was funny, but
sadly, that's what a lot of them are going to is the screens because it's so much cheaper than audio animatronics.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, it saves them a lot of there's not a lot of space left for them to build, or it takes a lot less time to build something rather than go out and build a giant track and all that. Now you've got this flat floor that you can just rotate around in the building. I'm still sad that they used the Great Movie Theater ride as the space, because I enjoyed that ride mostly because the alien scene, getting in there and having the xenomorph breathing over my head,
Well, it'll be interesting to see. They're talking about bringing that alien ride back to Tomorrowland at Disney World. That did you ever get to go on that?
I never got a chance to go on that.
Alien escape thing?
Yeah, Jen told me all about it. She said it was really intense.
It was very intense, and then they changed it to Stitch, which was less intense but funner.
Yeah.
But they've been talking about changing that back to because now they own aliens.
Yeah.
So they could put that in there.
I would love to see them do something with the Alien franchise and do it right. I know they got the movie coming up, and I know they got the TV series coming up. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. But,
I mean, they could almost, they've always talked about maybe doing a villains land.
Oh,
and if they did that, they could do things like Aliens and Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
and villains.
Throw Predator in there,
Predator and things like that. And it would be kind of a darker area.
Yeah.
They'd have to be a little more cautious about how they did it for kids.
Yeah.
You basically have to tell people, kids under 10 shouldn't be going here.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Because they've got so many franchises, that they can pull off of now.
Yeah.
And that's where they could put a decent Marvel area at Disney World.
Yeah.
Just the stuff that's not used at, that's because Epcot's turning into an IP area, and that's not what it was supposed to be.
No, it was supposed to be all about science and technology, and
which is boring, and I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, but how many of us don't still go on the land every time we're there?
Yeah, and this is the thing.
Fun.
This is the thing that got me. So living with the land, we went there yesterday morning. Like I said, we got there yesterday morning, 5 minutes. It's just walk on. You literally just walk in, get on the boat, and ride. Jen didn't want to do it in the morning. She wanted to see the nighttime thing because now they've added Christmas lights. Well, apparently everybody wanted to do that. So much so they bought lightning lane passes.
Yeah.
And those lightning lane passes made it go from a 45-minute, hop on to almost an hour and some change for us to get on the ride and ride it.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that I started freaking out because I was like, we've got this virtual queue for the ride that the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which again doesn't fit the theming of Epcot for me. Like,
no,
it's very much just we'll throw in some sciencey words and make it sound sciencey, but really it's just Guardians of the Galaxy. We're just, like you said, throwing an IP out there now.
Yeah, just they needed something to fill that area. There's a couple other buildings like that in Epcot that need something in them.
Yeah.
And then there's the constant rumors of moving the Muppets to Aerosmith.
That would be so. I think that would be an interesting re-theme for that ride. I've never done the rock and roller coaster, but
I haven't either because I never went down the limousine one either.
Yeah, but I will say this: if they do it, I want it to be Dr. Teeth. I want it to be a Dr. Teeth, theme.
That's what they've been talking about, is some sort of Dr. Teeth version of. Basically, they wouldn't change the ride that much. It would just be the Muppets overlay.
Yeah,
and then they want to knock down all that Muppets area and turn it into an expansion of Star Wars. Like, instead of having the Star Wars expand out, all that area would connect back to Star Tours.
Yeah.
And it would be stuff that wasn't, the real Star Wars that's inside. Once you go inside, you could have Hoth stuff and you could have all that stuff, and Darth Vader could wander around and all that stuff outside. But, and then there's that whole area where the Star Wars, like, meet and greets are.
Yeah.
They're talking about tearing all that out too. They're supposedly talking about a huge redo of Hollywood studios, which would be cool.
Yeah. But I think getting rid of the Muppets area, I mean, I know that the Muppets are, and I know this is why Disney does it, is because it's dated.
Mm-hmm.
For those of us that enjoy it, to me, I hate to see something get taken out because dated. For instance, I know that with, Splash Mountain, nobody knows Brer Rabbit, nobody knows Song of the South, nobody knows any of that Disney stuff that was there.
Mm-hmm.
They know, Princess and the Frog now, so that's why Disney's theming it that way.
Well, they had to get rid of it because everybody kept harping on it that it was racist.
Yeah, and I hate
it was by a black author.
Yeah, I mean,
characters.
So the whole Brer Rabbit thing, I mean, that's Gullah stuff, and that's the culture that's here in Charleston. I mean, I don't think that they get that. I don't think that a lot of people know that, and that's just because they're not taught that anymore. You're not taught about the different cultures in America.
I wasn't so attached to Song of the South.
Yeah.
That I did get to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that when I was a kid. When they put movies back out in the theaters.
Yeah.
They did put Song of the South back out, and I think that was the last time because people had a conniption fit.
Yeah.
But I want to see what they're going to do with that. But I think she's kind of out of place there because it's right at the end of Frontierland.
Yeah.
And it's right in between, Pecos Bill and the roller coaster right there.
Yeah.
So the theming doesn't fit her. It's perfectly at Disneyland.
Yeah.
If they were to do that, when they do it there, it's right in New Orleans Square. It makes sense.
Yeah.
That goes there. But unless they do a little more re-theming and like they've been talking about taking Pecos Bill's out and turn it into her restaurant, then you'd have another just cut.
Yeah.
Right where, they need to, I don't know. It's weird trying to fix stuff there.
Yeah.
And like you say, they don't have a ton of room in the park areas to be messing with stuff. They can keep expanding out toward into Tomorrowland and Fantasyland has space.
Yeah.
But this last time I went on the behind the scenes tour thing, and they took us out back behind where Splash Mountain was.
Yeah.
And took us all into that area. There is no way in hell you can expand that way.
Yeah.
That's where they keep all the parade floats. Is right out behind there.
Yeah.
And so there's just these huge warehouses. One is just for repairs, and the other three are to keep their seasonal stuff going.
Yeah.
And there's no way to build out that way and get anything. And then you'd have to move the entire railroad track again. And they did that and had to do that in California for Disney or for Star Wars, and that made people mad.
Yeah, and Jen brought up a good point about Wonders of Life. She said she wished they would have turned that into something from the new series or the new movie Inside Out, or do something with WALL-E instead of doing Guardians, because the both of those kind of fit the Epcot vibe. Those two IPs really do work well with the human
body.
I
don't understand why they didn't take that area. That is the Star Wars meet and greet area.
Yeah.
Which used to be. Did you ever get to go there when it was the animation studio?
No, I think I missed out on that.
You could actually go behind the scenes, and there were animators. Like when I was there, they were animating Mulan.
Ooh.
And you could watch the animators work. And it was a functioning studio back there. And then they got rid of all that because the animators had a fit or something, and then they moved them all to California again.
Yeah.
But that whole area, you could have just dropped Marvel in there, and it would work.
Jen says she remembers the animation
space
studio
right around. Yeah, I loved it. The animation studio was so cool.
She also wants them to bring back Lights Motor Action.
That
was a fun ride. That was
bring back the Villains store that is still sitting on the street up there with nothing in it. And it used to just be all villain stuff. They have all kinds of villain stuff all over the place. Why is that not open yet?
Yeah, it would do well too. It would really do well. Mm-hmm. And Jen said, and the backlot tour. She wants the backlot tour back as well.
Well, that'd be kind of hard. It's now the Toy Story Land.
Yeah. Makes me sad.
And Star Wars.
Yeah. I think I almost think that, it would do them well to kind of focus on, you've got so much land out there that Disney owns that's just sitting there like that, like the abandoned water park. The abandoned water park, what was it, like a water park resort or something like that? It was themed like a swamp, and everybody started getting like Shigula and Leishmaniasis and things like that.
Yeah, they've already started redoing that.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a new hotel area.
Oh, really?
Like you have Discovery Island. Mm-hmm. It's out in the middle there. That used to be like a bird sanctuary type thing, and everything is still there.
Yeah.
But it was a pain getting people back and forth.
Yeah.
But
they're building DVC out there.
Yeah. Yep.
DVC.
Yeah. The problem is they don't do theming properly anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said they closed Discovery Island when Animal Kingdom was open too.
Yep.
She is
Yeah, if you did Bright Suns and a couple other people have went on there and done some pretty good videos about it. I mean, it's really kind of creepy and cool.
Yeah.
And it's another one of those things where, you're like, wow, how does Disney just not bother?
Yeah, I mean,
but then you can go, where art and animation is.
Yeah.
That all was supposed to be more pop century stuff. And there was supposed to be like the teens, the 20s, the 30s, that whole area. And when the 2008 stuff happened, they just shut it down.
Yeah.
So you had all these foundations out there with some plumbing and stuff already attached to it, and they just left it and walked away. And then like 5 years later, they were like, here, we're going to turn this into this art of animation thing. We can use all the buildings that are already set and add a couple things. And they walk right back in. It really is amazing. As much as everybody gives Disney crap, Disney World itself employs over 40,000 people just at the parks.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the logistics of managing that many people doing all kinds of different things? And going underneath to what is the first floor of Disney World, because of course the world is on the second floor.
Yeah. That's a little known fact not many people know about too.
It's crazy under there. It's got, it's all like subway-ish tunnels and things, and everybody has to walk everywhere, and there's signs to tell you where to go to get to Tomorrowland and where you go here. And, they did that so people wouldn't cross. One day, Walt was walking around Walt Disneyland, and a worker from Frontierland was walking through Tomorrowland to go home.
Yeah.
And there was a cowboy in the middle of his future world. And it made him mad. And he was like, we've got to figure out a better way to do this. And so that's why in Disney World, it's all up a level, of course, of plus you have to, you're going to go underwater. If you don't.
Yeah.
But it was cool under there. I would say that it was $120, I think, a person for that behind the scenes thing, and it was 5 hours long. And it's a walker. It's 5 hours of walking. But I don't think, personally, I didn't get my value.
Yeah.
Because I knew all this stuff already. And had pretty much seen most of this stuff with the exception of some of the tunnel stuff. But like, we didn't even go underneath Tomorrowland or Fantasyland or whatever. We kind of walked around. They took us up down Main Street and told us all about the different buildings and how it was designed and who designed it and what the names on the windows mean.
Yeah.
And then we walked over to Adventureland and told us a little bit about that. And then we got to go on our own personal boat on the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, nice.
Which was fun. And then we got off and we got to go skip all the lines to go on to Pirates of the Caribbean. Then we went behind the scenes down by where Splash Mountain is. There's that cutoff where the parades start. Went all back in there. They were actually, I was there, I think that was the 8th of October. And they were practicing for the Christmas parades that just started. So we watched those poor people. Oh my God. They have to march the entire length of the parade. So all the way from where they would start at Frontierland all the way down to Main Street and around. So that's all set up back there.
Yeah.
And they just have to keep walking and walking until they get to that point where they've walked what they're supposed to do, and they have to do their little dance routines and all that stuff. And it's like, my God, those, not only are they in incredible shape,
yeah,
but it gave me, that was nice because it gave me the appreciation for what they do.
Yeah.
You think it's not that far of a walk from Frontierland to the front of the park, but not when you're dancing and twirling and you have to smile all the time and wave and and then we went up and had lunch at Pecos Bill's, and then we went to the Haunted Mansion. We got to go through the back way, so we got to go through the servants entrance, which was cool. I'd never been there before, so that was cool.
Yeah.
I noticed something I never noticed before. I'll tell you in a minute. But then we got out, and then we went back into there's a princessy area where they get all the girls dressed up as princesses. And next to it, there's a toy shop. We went through there and went downstairs into the tunnels and walked around in there for a while. And then we walked under the castle and out into just off Main Street, and then came out and went back, and that was the end of the thing. I mean, it was fun, and you get a picture, you get this cool little keys to the kingdom key, and you get a name tag to keep and stuff like that. So it was fun. I don't know what I was hoping for, but for some of the people who were new there, they were like, oh my God, it's so cool, and all this information. I'm like, suckers, I knew this when I was 15.
Yeah.
But I was, I go to Haunted Mansion a lot. This time I only got to go 9 times.
Yeah.
But I never had really stopped and read the gravestone thing that's out of the exit. And the exit has Captain Bluebeard or something like that. And it says he was buried there in 1447. And then it has his 6 wives, and they were all buried there within a year or so of the same time frame. And it confused me greatly. And I asked the tour guide, I was like, now I got a question for you. I don't know if you can answer. He's like, I don't know. I've been asked a lot of stuff. I said, how did this man get buried here 30 years before Columbus landed in South America? And he looked at the dates and he was like, I don't no. Like, did somebody pick him up from England? Him and all his wives, bring them over here, build this thing because this is all 18th century building.
Yeah.
And then rebury him. And he's like, I honestly don't know that. I'm going to have to ask about that because I never read the dates on these.
Yeah.
Because everybody just assumes they say 17 something, or 18, early 1800s. And I was like, dude, I've been coming here for 20 years. I've never noticed that before.
Yeah.
But this time I stopped and took pictures. And I was like, I wonder how that happened. So, and I never have gotten back to trying to research it to figure it out. I'm sure there's some Disney lore in the background.
Oh yeah, I'm positive they got some weird like lore or story or something that's like that goes with Bluebeard there. But even then, like 1400s, piracy wouldn't have been like what we know it.
Yeah, piracy wasn't a big thing then. It was another couple hundred years before piracy.
Yeah,
was a big thing, and then another 100-ish before it got to a point where Jefferson had to stomp them into the ground.
Yeah,
but
it's like, yeah. But I mean, even with like, the pirate Bluebeard, that would have been like what, early 17, maybe late 16. You
mean Blackbeard?
Yeah, with Blackbeard was like early
Blackbeard, 17. Pirates.
Because I know we watched Our Flag Means Death, and it kind of gives you that.
I'm trying to think of when Tetch was born. He lived from 1680 to 1718.
Yeah, so about early 1700s was when, like late 16, early 1700s was when he would have been like at his most prominent,
Yeah. In fact, I'm listening to a new book, a new ebook about pirates, and It's weird that.
Yeah, if you like that stuff, I was about to say, if you like that stuff, I got to get you down here to Charleston one day just so you can kind of see some of the old pirate history that's here.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because we actually have a museum here dedicated to like the old provost. So they actually have like the jails where they held some of the pirates and stuff like that. It's really cool, and they talk about Steed Bonnet and.
I have a question: was Captain Jack ever here?
Yeah, so I don't think we get that question too much, but we do have they actually had an interesting thing that they did at the provost here earlier this weekend, which was they did the 250th celebration of the 250th anniversary of the Charleston Tea Party, which is not as well known as the Boston Tea Party, but it took place like 2 weeks before the Boston Tea Party. They were like, yep, screw the English, we're dumping our tea. And I was like, wait, that was 2 weeks before? Because I don't remember, we get our hit, like South Carolina is big on like, it used to be big on, talking about state history. Like we had to have a state history course in like 5th grade.
Yeah.
So like they brought out this old, like dilapidated book that you could tell had been used for so many, almost a decade worth of use before they decided to update it. But like they gave us the education on why we, which Native American tribes were here and all that. Like it was really beneficial for me being a history buff that I am.
Yeah, and see, I got that's we had the same thing. I know they don't do it now. But oh, okay. So he was based on a murderer. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, he would have been alive before America was founded.
Yeah, yeah.
There wouldn't have been any like New Orleans or anything. He could have. I mean, the Spanish hadn't even gotten here yet.
Yeah, I mean, the only Europeans that ever made it here before that were the Norse, and I mean that was like 1000s, like early 1000s.
Yeah, and they were up in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, they were in, like you said, Nova Scotia.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's pretty cool that they did the theming like that. But I mean, like you said, they'd have had to dig him up, bury him in New Orleans. But yeah, one year I want to get you out here.
I know there's actually a Haunted Mansion wiki. Of course there is.
Yeah.
So I'll have to look him up at some point and see what the thinking was behind the dating.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, if you're ever interested in that pirate history, the city of Charleston has a lot of like that old world like history that of the colonial all the way back. Like we've got several different sites that have that just the history and nostalgia there.
Yeah. Then you guys got all uppity and started a war.
Well, if you ask the tour guide, the North started it first by bringing a ship into the port.
To our own fort.
Yeah, so it's funny
to supply our own fort. That's what you're gonna go with.
That's pretty much how they describe it. They had because we have
the war of northern aggression.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that a lot when I lived in Georgia.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes was we were on a tour of the the horse-drawn tours of Charleston. One of the things you can still do here that they go and show you like all of the historical stuff in the city of Charleston and some of the old historical houses. But one of the things was the tour guide was telling us this stuff, and she goes, I was sitting here talking about the Civil War, and this little old lady stands up and she goes, "Ma'am, I'll have you know there was nothing civil about that wall."
Very true.
Yeah, and
very true.
It's funny because like one of the big claims, everybody hears about the Battle of Fort Sumter, but nobody hears about what the fight that happened before that, or the not so much fight, but the aggression from South Carolina that happened before that. The ship that was coming into port got too close to Charleston, like too close to the coast, and a bunch of Citadel cadets, because the Citadel was the military college of South Carolina at that point. A bunch of Citadel cadets lined up with cannons and started firing at it the night before like the Fort Sumter battle took place.
Yeah, but they didn't hit anything.
No, they missed altogether.
They missed completely. Yeah, which is why they were like, kids.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, there's just a bunch of Citadel. They're just
crazy drunk college boys.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, like, everything lines up at the port, and like, and you can actually go to like the port, and you can go to the Charleston Battery and all that, and see like the old cannons and stuff. Like they still keep all of that stuff together. Fort Sumter, I've never done the tour. That's something for me is I've never done the tour.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see Fort Sumter from like the city. You can see it from the Battery. You can see it from the I want to do that tour at some point. It's just being from here. We don't do the touristy stuff here.
That's very true. I only do touristy stuff when people come to visit me.
Yeah.
And then I have a small list of things I've wanted to do, but just have never gotten to do. Like, oh, let's go to Cave of the Winds.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to Red Rocks and, we'll go to Casa Bonita.
And that's the thing is like, I never went to any of the state parks around here up until I'd met Jen and her parents came down to visit one time. And I took them to one of the state parks that's right off of the, so where we live, we have the one of the largest brackish water rivers, I think, in North America.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Edisto River. It goes all the way from like Columbia and Orangeburg and comes all the way down to the actual coast. And it's still a mixture of salt and fresh water. So you'll see you can get a bull shark swimming up there, and it freaks you out, but it happens. You can get we get alligators all the time in it. So I mean, you'll see them out sunning, and it's just another day in the park for us. And like you get the tourists coming in, and they're like, "Oh my god, an alligator!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's good eating." Especially the tail part. Everything else I don't know about, but the tail's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a place in town here called the Elkhorn Steakhouse.
Yes.
And they serve a little bit of everything. Ostrich, rattlesnake, shark, squid, bison, rabbit, elk, moose.
And I've had a good many of the animals you've named there. Ostrich was very interesting for me. It's like gamey turkey.
Yeah, I didn't care for it. It was okay.
Yeah, it's super gamey turkey is all it is. I've had emu before as well.
I haven't had emu.
Emu is very similar to ostrich. There's nothing really different flavor wise. I mean, the only difference is
llama is actually pretty good.
I've never had llama. I don't know if I could bring myself to eating anything from the camel family.
I've had camel.
Yeah,
I didn't like camel.
Rattlesnake is delicious, Ricardo. I do like rattlesnake. Alligator is really good. I love alligator.
I love a good alligator steak.
Yeah, alligator, like the alligator tail fried is also really good. You know, being from the South, everything's fried. So
Of course.
yeah, you know, it's just how we do things. I guess we're so tired of the outside heat that we just decide to, you know, fry up oil. And
you can. Elkhorn has a nice little thing of like bison nuggets.
Yeah.
And rattlesnake, and Rocky Mountain oysters as a appetizer plate.
Yep. I know all about the Rocky Mountain oyster. I've never tried it. I don't know if I could bring myself to try it, but
they're not, it's slightly chewy.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I mean,
it's not. It doesn't taste horrible. Of course, it's fried, so you know, God knows what it really tastes like. But
yeah,
you know, it's got a kind of a slight livery taste to it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's I do like liver.
I had to try it once. That's all I need to do.
I'll like I said, I'll give any food a try once. That one is. It might take me a little working up to, and maybe a couple of beers before I get.
Well, we can always have that for dessert when you come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Order that after beers.
All right. That sounds like a plan. But yeah, that's, you know, and. You know, everybody down here, when they hear oysters, they think of like the oyster roasts that we do around this time of year, which it's just unbearably hot this year. So like oyster roasts are taking a little while longer. Because you have people that do it like fried. They do fried oysters. They do the they do the raw oysters. We do them steamed.
Yeah.
And cool thing is what we do is we take like you can either do it two ways. You can get the basket and Berserker's covering his eyes. He's covering his eyes. He doesn't want to know anything about the Rocky Mountain oysters. But for us, and Ricardo says rattlesnake chicharrones are awesome. Corn tortilla and pico. So that does sound interesting. I didn't know that you could actually make a chicharrone out of
mom who made, and this is gonna sound weird, but it tasted good. Rattlesnake tamales.
Ooh.
I don't know what it was, but it tasted. They felt and tasted exactly like normal tamales.
Yeah.
Except the meat was different.
Shh. Hey. Shh. Someone must have got close to my door. He is. The dog has become like my shadow. Stays with me all the time.
Yeah.
And if anybody gets close to the door, he starts barking and getting like, nope, not coming in here. But
it's because you went away and left him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got back home and he has this. So he's got a long tail. So dogs with long tails get a syndrome sometimes, or get a condition known as happy tail syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So where they wag their tail aggressively against something until it becomes bloody. So we got home today and I was wearing khaki pants and Jen goes, "Don't let him touch you." And by that point, I realized, too late. So I've got blood stains all over my good pants.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So. Gonna have to find him a little tail, like something we can put on his tail, while we're out, so that way he doesn't like beat it up against anything.
Yeah.
But he's a good boy. He's done not bad for a dog that wandered into the yard,
Yeah.
But yeah, like for instance, getting back to food that people are kind of weirded out to try. Like today, I got a full Irish breakfast for brunch today because we got up late. We decided to go to Jen actually made a reservation for one of my favorite places, Raglan Road. I don't know if you've eaten there, Chris. Traditional Irish fare, traditional Irish pub, and you can go in there and they've got like the Irish crests and all that. You can go find, if you've got Irish family, you can go look and see if you can find your surname, and they've got little crest pins. It's really cool. My family being, less than quality Irish and Scottish, don't get any of the love from either side. Yeah. So it's always funny. I always say, well, we exist, but we don't exist. We weren't fancy enough to get a crest.
Yeah, we were. My family was fancy enough to have crests and stuff.
Yeah,
are fancy enough to be hated in Ireland as well.
Yeah, so. Yes, same here. My mom's family is very much not. They ruled the island of England for a good little while. Those wonderful Plantagenets,
Mm-hmm. I'm actually reading a book on them now.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was about to say, "Huh, you're reading up on my 29th great grandfather."
I am.
I am a descendant of Jen's granddad did the research and traced my mom's ancestry on her maternal side back to William the Conqueror, and I was like, let's go down this rabbit hole. So I went and looked at all the JedCom that he had sent me over, and it was interesting. Like, we had, it goes from William the Conqueror all the way to me, and I'm like, Cousin Elizabeth gets a castle. I get stuck in a little town with 118 people and no money.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I wonder if I could just storm the castle and claim my rights.
Hadn't been such jackasses.
Exactly.
Raped and murdered everybody.
Exactly. That was
backstabbed their own father, and then backstabbed their brother and cousin, and everything in between. It's game. I mean, it's literally it was the inspiration for Game of Thrones. So yeah. I already knew a lot about him going in, but reading the book, I'm like, oh yeah. Here's Joffrey. There he is.
Exactly. You can look at it and go, that's a Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense now. Got all the way up to that, and I looked at it a little more, and there's also the Stewart house is also there as well, so I can claim some Stewart kinship, and I'm like, well, that's the better side of the family there. The good old Jacobites.
Yeah.
And then
my family are the Lees, so we kind of kept out of ruling things for the most part, except our little areas of northern England and southern Scotland.
Yeah.
And then when we got over here, of course, we basically took over Virginia.
Yeah.
With my family's land being Arlington National Cemetery and most of the city of Arlington. But we lost that in the Civil War because that's what we get for being traitors.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but on the other side of my family, I'm also related to Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, that was one of the things I had to say. One of the things that made me laugh is like I had two great grandfathers. Well, great on one side, great on the other. That were both Confederate soldiers. The great grandfather on mom's side made it up to a lieutenant, and he lived in what is now Kingstree, South Carolina. My dad's side, the great grandfather was his name was David, and he was just a private, lowly private for the Company K Battalion out of this area. It was his location was Jacksonboro, which was the old capital of South Carolina before Columbia took it over. It went Jacksonboro, Charleston, Columbia. So it was kind of funny. We get into looking at it, and he originally said, "I can't do this. I've got a wife and children, and I'm running a grits mill." And at that point, they were like, "Grits mill's kind of needed. Yeah, you get a pass." Well, war started getting a little lopsided out of our favor, and it turned after Gettysburg, and after that, they said, "Well, we need you, son. Let's go to North Carolina." He went and fought in North Carolina, got captured, held in Maryland, and for a few years after the war, still thought that well, I'm still a Southerner, and I guess I'll say that I'm Southerner. And they were like, "Nope, wrong answer. You get to stay a little longer." Finally, they were like, "Go home." So he stayed there for a little while longer than most others, but he came home. His grits mill was burnt to the ground. Like, farm was razed. Lost most of his land, and wasn't a slave owner. Just fought because they told him he had to fight.
Yeah.
And so he came home and found like most of his stuff had been destroyed. His wife was sick and ended up ultimately passing. So he remarried. Sad story, because he was just out there trying to take care of his family and trying to.
Well, that's most of the South.
Yeah.
Was, most people didn't own slaves.
Yeah.
There weren't enough slaves for everybody to own.
Yeah.
And it's the way the Civil War has been taught is very different if you're taught north or south. I was taught it in Kansas and in Colorado.
Yeah.
So first of all, Kansas wasn't a state yet.
Yeah.
Until at the beginning of the war in 1861. Colorado didn't become a state until 1876. So we really didn't have a buy in. Now, of course, Kansas had the bloody Kansas and the Missouri uprising and all the stuff with bloody Kansas and John Brown and all that stuff.
Have a good night, Ricardo.
Yeah, which they still spin around a little bit. Southern Kansas is still wishing they had always been part of Missouri for some reason. I don't understand why. And the rest of Kansas is like, you guys are dumbasses.
Yeah.
But I was always taught a fairly equal view of the war, I feel.
Yeah.
Both sides had heroes. Both sides had villains.
Yeah.
Depending on what side you are, determined whether you saw somebody as a villain or not.
Yeah, I mean, you all you have to do is mention the name Sherman down here in the South, and there's just nothing but anger.
I love Sherman so much because he knew what needed to be done and he did it.
Yeah,
that was the same thing with Grant. They called him Bloody Grant, and even
we see him as an alcoholic. But
well, yeah, and now he's shown as an alcoholic, but he rarely drank. But when he did drink, he drank.
Yeah.
And then Mary Lincoln called him a butcher.
Yeah. That
he would just butcher men, and Lincoln basically said sometimes you need a swift knife. And that's what he was. He just crushed him. But and Lee, to his benefit, we really saw every war sees the beginning of the next war. And at the end, toward the end of the Civil War, you see trenches, a lot of trenches being built.
Yeah.
And people going over the top to attack exactly what would happen in World War I.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
Hey,
and then, it's the Civil War is endlessly fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Kind of like World War II.
And I do love Civil War history a lot more than I like the modern era. And like you said, seeing the trenches, you can actually drive down the road from my house. Like 5 minutes down the road are 2 battlefields. Mm-hmm. And on those 2 battlefields, you can actually see where they dug out the hill forts and the trenches and all that. And it's if you ever get a chance, read up on the Battle of Rivers Bridge. That is one of the ones that was fought like a few miles down from my house. And it just makes you realize, it wasn't big cities where this was being fought. It was out here in the woods, it was out in the sticks where they were clashing and, blowing up bridges and all that crazy stuff that was.
Well, and, out here, don't actually think we had any battles in Colorado. In southern Colorado, just over the border, there was a Confederate little stand that got crushed easily. But it got all the way out here, and it was the Civil War, as they say, was fought in 10,000 places.
Yeah.
And it's just all these little towns, some that don't even exist after the war ends because they were burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
And people couldn't be bothered to come back. And it's a fascinating war because there's so many different sides and so many different versions of the stories.
Yeah.
And, everybody, history is a very black and white thing.
Yeah.
Except the interpretation. Like the fact that this happened on this date is absolutely true. However, then you scale down one level and you're not sure exactly what happened. I mean, look at something like Custer.
Yeah.
It's the Battle of Little Bighorn, unless you're one of the first peoples, and then it's the Battle of the Greasy Grass.
Yeah.
And, they were surrounded and massacred, or they were being jackasses and constantly messing with these natives, and then eventually got surrounded and killed because he was an idiot and liked to kind of show off a little bit.
Yeah.
But from, everything, a long time ago, I'm my degree's in history and stuff. And for a long time, I didn't really get Obi-Wan's point. You know, what I told you was true from a certain point of view.
Yeah.
And all of history is that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. And, you know, even something as simple as Disney history, which we should know.
Yeah.
You know, Jen was saying something earlier about how it's odd that the whole company isn't doing something really good for the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
Like there's no new parade. There's just some merchandise.
Yeah, it's all merch.
It's all merch.
Yeah, they all went merchandise and not like nothing big for it.
Yeah. You know, because of course they repainted the castle and everything for the 50th for Disney World, and for the 40th for Epcot. They did a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It is weird that they would not recognize, and I don't know if that's to do with all the troubles they're in, or they just don't. I think the main problem with Disney is it does not feel like a cohesive company anymore.
Yeah, it's all separate now. There's nothing unified. There's no, you feel like it's West Coast Disney and East Coast Disney, and then you feel like it's worldwide Disney that has the, just they all work for the country they're in the country or region they're in. Yeah. But like you said, even still, like even animation wise, like, you get like the animation group and then you get the theme park group, and there's nothing like, and I wonder if it's just because of like how the hands have been changing so much between leadership. It's been like, we went from Iger to Chapek to, either way. I mean, that was his nickname.
Yeah. Well, and everybody's having these nostalgic feelings for Eisner.
Yeah.
I remember how much people hated Michael Eisner.
They used to make so many jokes about him.
I've got a book back here called The Disney War.
Yeah.
It was basically written with, Roy Disney and them, and basically how much they hate him and were trying to ruin him. And, he did almost ruin the company, but what he did still stands the time of now.
Yeah.
That last dude, nothing he did is going to stand.
No.
He didn't do anything of any value. And even Paycheck is not, he'll be known for what he acquired.
Yeah.
Acquiring Marvel, acquiring Star Wars, acquiring Fox. That's what he'll be known for.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually really expand anything. He didn't create anything. There's not a new park for him to call his own, like Eisner had, Euro Disney, even though it was a flop.
Yeah.
He had that. And now it's not a flop.
Yeah.
It just took time.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Disney has been, I don't know, and now they're picking a fight with Twitter again.
Yeah.
And you saw how well that went over.
Yeah. Yeah. Disney.
You don't sell somebody who has almost as much money as your entire company, Disney, but you're not going to advertise on his little thing.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to tell you to F off.
Yeah.
Have you seen that clip?
I hadn't seen that yet, but I need to go back and watch
eventually
that.
When you see it, he's at like a Forbes event on stage. And as soon as he says it, that guy who's doing the interview has no idea what to do now. He's just, you can't say that.
Yeah.
And he says it again.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't want him to advertise with me.
Yeah.
F you, Bob. Yeah. I know you're watching.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't make him turn around and buy your company. Everybody says that he came back strictly because he thought maybe he could sell Disney to Apple.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Apple would be a good fit.
Later, Lack.
No. Amazon maybe. I mean, because I have Amazon Prime for shipping.
Yeah.
I almost never watch anything on their video because they don't have anything to watch, first of all.
Yeah, I've watched maybe like one series on there, and that's been The Boys. Other than that,
I watched Reacher, and of course it's starting up again in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no. not really.
Yeah,
I watched some BritBox stuff.
I mean, and even Prime shipping has been like, it hasn't been great for me lately. Like I feel like I'm wasting my money now. Like I pay for the Prime shipping so I can get, the better shipping dates. And at the same time, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I could pay nothing and probably find these shows later on a DVD.
Yeah.
And
it's a big thing for me. You're going to see a lot of that coming to my channel is how much physical media I'm starting to buy.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
even though I don't know how much longer I'll be around, I feel that, especially when I can get the seasons of TV for $1 or $1.20, I have no problem buying those. But they're just disappearing. I mean, this week, Warner Brothers took everything away from PlayStation.
Yeah, I saw that they made this big change all of a sudden, and
I saw it. But you don't get your money back.
Yeah, it was like you paid for it, but guess what? No, we're not refunding you. You don't own it. And I was like, how do you tell someone they don't own something, when they paid for it?
Well, it specifically says in Vudu and on Prime and stuff like that, and when you buy it, you are not the owner of this property.
Yeah.
You're basically extendedly renting it for the fact that you bought it for this price.
Yeah.
And it'll be removed at any time. Removed or altered is one of the good phrases in there.
Yeah, and that's the thing that does concern me about owning a digital copy of a game.
Mm-hmm.
But always look and see who's the owner of said game before I really dive into it, because with the recent acquisition of Activision and Bethesda, or Activision Blizzard by Microsoft, I'm just waiting for the day that they just kind of say, you know what, we're flipping that switch. I know we made a promise, but it's not selling. It's not making us extra money. So
yeah, honestly, how much money could Warcraft still be making them?
Obviously, I will say this: the only reason they bought it was COD. The only reason Call of Duty was the only reason they picked that up. Blizzard wasn't Overwatch, because let's face it, Overwatch is going. I don't play it anymore. I bought Overwatch. I bought Overwatch. Overwatch 2, I think, came free.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw what they did to Overwatch 2, I was like, oh, this is just a cash grab. It's not fun to me anymore. Blizzard, I'm a little concerned because of Diablo. The history of Diablo, playing Diablo 1, 2. I played Diablo 1 and 2 on the PC.
Yeah.
Diablo 3 came out to PlayStation, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll play this. Played it. Wasn't my favorite run out of the Diablo series. I've got Diablo 4 now, and I'm loving it. It gives me the old school Diablo vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But
they did tweak quite a few things from 3 to 4.
Yeah. And it feels a little better with 4. It does feel a little better. I'm not interested in battle passes or anything like that. That's just, I get that enough with Fortnite. And that is a cash grab game. I will be the first to tell you, yeah, Fortnite's a cash grab game. That's anything made by Epic is automatically being made to make money.
I cannot believe that there's actually going to be Lego levels.
Yeah,
as
they
much
might lose
as
me there.
Against violence as Lego
is, yeah.
It's weird that they attach themselves to something as violent as Fortnite, but they have Fortnite Legos coming too.
Yeah.
So it was probably part of the deal.
I guarantee it was definitely part of that deal. They wanted to make a little extra money off of, because everybody knows Fortnite's about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a game made to farm money. In fact, that's why they got sued, is because of the predatory practices in place that they were setting towards children. Parents were, there was a big class action lawsuit against Epic and the creators of Fortnite just for that reason alone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I tell everybody, Fortnite was made as a way to see if Epic could make money off of someone else's idea and just reskin it, retheme it, and put it out there. Because, before that, you had Warzone. I think Warzone was out before that. Maybe not. Maybe it was Player Unknown Battlegrounds, or PUBG for short. PUBG was the popular game at the time.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't the first battle royale, but it definitely brought in, that battle royale with a with a shooter aspect. And Fortnite was like, yeah, we'll jump on that. And then Apex Legends comes along and you got all these other ones coming out and doing the same thing. But, seeing how Fortnite is now such a universal, well-known game, aside from Roblox being the other one, Fortnite and Lego teaming up just feels weird. It feels really weird to me now. I've got people in my community who thought it was amazing and thought it was a great idea, but I don't know. It just, to me, it feels like Fortnite is they're throwing their IP out to everybody and anybody that's willing to take a bite, and seeing if anybody would be willing to, come in and for a little extra money, put their brand on there. I mean, I think we're getting Peter Griffin as well, and like Family Guy.
Well, and we've got Rick and Morty, and we've got Transformers, and Star Wars, and look what they did with episodes 8 or 9.
Yeah,
and the Emperor returned inside Fortnite.
Yeah,
we had no clue what was going on, and people are like, "He's back, dude."
Yeah, what? Yeah. And then I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I don't mind Fortnite as a game. I enjoy playing it, but I think that they could. I think if they were to be a little more original and stop farming off of other IPs, it would keep the game fun. Like their throwback to going to the old school game, the OG as they called it. Mm-hmm. The OG season was so much fun for me. Like it wasn't just a skin grab.
Well, what I don't get is you get a new skin, so you get this Scarlet Witch skin. It's just her skin. You're not getting her powers.
Yeah,
it's not like they created her in the game and you can run amok with her.
Yeah, exactly.
She still has to run around with a gun shooting people.
Yeah, that's like with when they did the Dragon Ball Z stuff, they actually gave you the powers to pick up on the map. Anybody could use it, but it wasn't like you paid for the skin just to get the powers. No, you had to go out and earn them. So, I'm finally done with the Sinanju gen. I showed it off a second ago. But
we've been boring people for a while. So.
Yeah. There it is right there, all done again. Again, it's a massive kit. And came in around, I want to say like a little, almost close to $100 in price. But with the detail work and the size of that kit, plus all the runners, makes total sense why. I mean, we got some epic things like this blaster, which you can actually change out the scope on the blaster here as well. I was looking
at that earlier. We haven't sucked Gundam into Fortnite yet.
There have been talks, but Tomino and Bandai are very, very protective of the IP.
Yeah.
I mean, that shield alone is about the size of an HG Gundam.
They should make, somebody probably does, should make like stands just for those shields.
I know Bandai. Yeah, Jen said that was my birthday present. Yeah, she actually went and picked it up for me from Hobby Lobby. We were in Hobby Lobby looking around, and we went on a Christmas sale, by the way. They were selling all of their Christmas items for 50% off. So we got in there during their busiest time of the year. And they didn't have any sales on the kit, so I was looking at a couple of kits, and she goes, "Well, if you want that one, let's get it." And I was like, "It's so expensive." She was like, "Happy birthday." Picks it up, takes it in. Mm-hmm. And I walked out of there like a kid coming out of Toys R Us getting the best action figure ever. It was, but getting back to that, Bandai actually they haven't had a good track record with games lately. They just released Gundam Evolution, which was an Overwatch clone. Yeah. And it was a fun game. Like Mirage will tell you in a heartbeat, yeah, that game was so much fun, but they didn't do anything to keep it fun. It died. It literally was dying and losing players. So they were like, well, we're shutting down servers. And the day we went to Disney was the day the servers died. So,
jeez. Yeah,
it was a short run, but it was a fun game when it first came out. But you can't keep doing capture the point and battle royale, not battle royale, but team deathmatch all in one match and hope for a great game that's going to last. You got to start throwing in new maps. You got to start throwing in skins.
Oh, and that's the problem I'm having with Diablo 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
I really liked the game a lot, and I liked this new season, except I was done with the new season in less than a week because they made points so much easier to get, and people keep complaining, so they just keep letting you get this stuff more and more. And so, well, what was the point of having a season that lasts from October to January when everybody's done by the second week of October? And now we're all running around doing all this other, busy work, basically. It feels like daily grinds from Warcraft is how I feel when I turn the game on.
Yeah.
Like, okay, world boss is in a half hour. 10 minutes after that, we've got this. And then, here comes the Helltide. And we're going to go do that for a few. And it's like, you just go and you're like, That's why I've been thinking about stopping playing and starting up a couple new Lego games again.
Yeah, and I've got a few of the Lego games I need to play at some point, but I actually have the Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga, and I thought about doing that as a Let's Play, but I was like, I've got so much stuff that I'm working on right now. The Ghostbusters game, which I don't have any content filmed for that, so it'll be next week when I get, not this week coming, but the week after, that I'll actually get back to doing my Let's Plays, because I didn't have time to record right around Thanksgiving. I didn't have time to record during this the time frame before the Disney trip, and of course I wasn't recording on the Disney trip, but I definitely have a few Lego games there I want to do eventually, maybe for streams or something like that. But we'll figure that out. Diablo 4 was actually a request from Berserker to actually try and play it. He was like, "Come on, dude, let's play a game together. We hadn't played one together in a while." And I was like, "Well, I've got this one, and this one." He's like, "What about Diablo 4?" He was like, "I haven't, I just got it the other day," and he was like, "It's on sale right now." So I picked it up while it was on sale, which, sale wasn't that much, but it's a game that I've been wanting to play.
Yeah, me and John and Chip and Rum still all play.
Nice.
Rum isn't on as much as he used to be, but it's because he's gotten busier and he wasn't feeling well, and now he's got his Monday thing and his Wednesday thing and his Saturday thing and his Sunday thing.
Yeah.
So
he barely has any time. I'm about to say he barely has any time to game. Yeah.
Plus, I love Rum and Bob to death. Yeah. But he's not the best gamer in the world. and it's only because he doesn't read instructions or things when they come across.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, what do I do now? Where do I go? Well, follow us then. And so it kind of feels like we're dragging him along sometimes.
Yeah.
And that can be tedious, especially with John, because John does know the game very well, and so he'll just disappear. And we'll be fighting stuff, and he's like 5 boards ahead of us, and we're like, where are you? Help. We're being killed back here.
Yeah.
But what? I was just clearing out some space. Well, you left a ton of stuff back here, dude, and it's all finding... we're dragging Rum along, and he's 10 levels below us or something. They see him, and they're like, ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
We had one. We were doing this thing where we had him stand at the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah.
And it was a level 100, and everything in there was 130 or 140, and he was level 12. And so we were killing stuff, and he was gaining levels like that. By the time we were out of there, he was 25. But we missed one thing, and it walked all the way back to the end of it and walked up to him and stabbed him and killed him. And so we had to go all the way back and res him.
Oh my God.
It was hilarious. So he's like, it's going to get me.
Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect.
But, oh, well, I'm going to go grab some supper. It's getting late.
It's getting close to the time for me to shut this down too. I wasn't planning on staying on here long, but I do appreciate you being here tonight, Chris, and keeping me company for a little while and talking history. I definitely want to get together with you again sometime to do a history talk.
I do enjoy history. It keeps my mind moving.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I would love to get a CAT scan because I actually think there's something wrong in my head.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can feel like things are hitting a wall and can't get quite through.
Yeah.
But if I'm talking history, all the facts and stuff start popping and moving through my head.
Yeah.
Much easier than they usually do. So I do enjoy talking that.
Yeah, and
Disney and Star Wars, of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's where we all came together and met. So
yeah.
But Chris, you have a wonderful evening, my friend, and thank you so much for being here tonight.
You guys, see you later.
Later, Chris. And guys, that was 1,000th Ghost. If y'all haven't checked him out yet, I believe I have a link for him here on YouTube. There it is, right there. Definitely go check him out. Also, we had Dre here tonight. Go check him out over at the Collector Safe Space. Both of these guys, just amazing content creators and great friends of the channel. So thank you so much, both of y'all, for popping on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I think that's going to be it for tonight's stream. I'm going to go ahead and call it a little early. It's already like 11:19, and I'm tired. That Jen did all the driving today, but I'm exhausted from just 4 whole days of Disney fun. It was so much fun, and we had a blast. And guys, stay tuned because there will be vlogs being dropped about it soon. Jen got a lot of content. We both got a lot of content. I got some pictures up here. In fact, the thumbnail is one of my pictures I took from Disney. So you might see that pop up in a video soon. So stay tuned for that. But I want to take this time to thank everybody for watching. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all comment and subscribe. Y'all can follow me on all of my socials. There is a link tree in that description below to take you there, as well as to my merch shop. Go snag some KBG merch to support the channel, guys, because those shirts, those cups, everything you buy there, a little bit comes to the channel, and it helps out, guys. It helps me buy the Gundam kits and all that. Plus, checking out my amazing sponsor, Dubby, will help this out as well. Debbie makes an amazing energy drink like this Palm Blom that's super delicious, 0 calories, 0 sugar energy drink, no jitters, patented neurofactor that helps you focus. And guys, so delicious. Don't take my word for it, though. Try it out for yourself. Save you money once you do so by using my coupon code Kouldbayne for 10% off your purchase. Again, that is Kouldbayne for 10% off any purchase of Debbie. Kouldbayne for 10% off. At this time, I want to take the time to thank the czars of the channel. These are people who have paid $2.99 a month to keep the channel afloat. You guys are awesome, and I do appreciate your love and support. Couldn't do this without you guys. Again, $2.99 helps support the channel in any way possible. You can buy a game. It helps me buy games, video, Gundams, everything in between with that $2.99. And you get your name on the board here, and you also get entered in for giveaways when we announce them and when we do them. No need to sign up for them if you're a member. It's an automatic thing. But until then, guys, y'all take care. Have a great night. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all so much for the love and support you guys give. We'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully, I've got something I've got to do at work, but once I get that done, the stream should be happening. Good night, everybody. Much love. We'll see you. Be safe, be amazing, and we'll see you in the next video. Good night, everybody.
This stream has officially ended. Thank you for watching, comrades. Commencing end stream protocol. Enjoy your night.